Hello Clarets fans, Phil Bird here. Make sure you subscribe to Burnley's official YouTube channel and turn on notifications, otherwise you might miss moments like this. Oh, what a goal! And Wood was there to finish it!
You just spit Glenn Little, look at us.
Enjoy the video and we look forward to seeing you at the next one. Up the Clarets.
That team news in, 2 changes for Burnley. John Flanagan in for Stephen Ward. Stephen Defoe back for Andre Gray. Darren Bentley alongside me. Darren, that team news, little bit of a surprise. Defoe in for Gray.
Yeah, kind of. Good afternoon, everybody. I kind of, as you do, you play it around in your own head. And I suspected we may see Andre Gray and not Stephen Defoe today. Shows you what I know. But the gaffer's obviously felt the 4-5-1's been worked really well. And in fairness, it has. You know, since Andre has been out the side after the Leicester game, of course, it's worked pretty well for Sean. I think perhaps he's just thought strength in depth on the bench if it's not going well. And you look at that bench, and it's probably our strongest bench we've had all season.
Forward looking, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really is, with Barnes, Bamford and Gray all on there. We can change things if they're not going right. Well,
it's not a bad change to make if you've got Stephen Defoe who can't last the 90 for Andre Gray to come on later in the game and go to a 4-4-2. That's the first thing, but it does set it up nicely. You know, I mean, Burnley obviously have been very, very cagey in creating numerous chances. I think I'm right in saying they've created less chances than any other team in the Premier League, apart from Sunderland. And the opposite end, Tom Eaton's been the busiest. But it's not been necessarily a bad recipe for Burnley. You know, they've got the results where it matters at the minute.
You'd certainly take the position as it stands, 11 points from 10 games. It'd be magnificent, Darren, if we could have 14 from 11 into the next break.
I mentioned that before the game to Scott Arfield and Sam Vokes, who were sat having the lunch in the players' lounge, and they were the same. You know, they were saying it turns a good start into a really, really good start.
Yeah.
If you win today, and not only that, you get 2 weeks then to just digest that before you go again. So.
What's the news on Stephen Ward? Was he close or not?
Hamstring. I think that obviously you would err on the side of caution and things like that. Whether he goes to Ireland or not remains to be seen, because obviously he's been called up by the Republic. But you'd have to say that, you know, the last game before the international break, it's probably one to leave until after the break, let things settle down a little bit. I think it gives John Flanagan, who's been an able deputy at Manchester United, a chance to shine at last.
Absolutely. And what about last week? What an amazing game it was, and no goals, but I thought Burnley were magnificent.
Do you know what, Phil? I can honestly say I didn't enjoy a second of that second half, other than when the final whistle went.
I thought I was quite calm. I thought I was quite calm.
I just, the longer the game went on at 0-0, the more nervy I got, because you realise what it meant to come away from there with a point. You know, symbolically, as much as just having the point on the board. You know, just for these players to go to Man United and come away with a point.
Sure.
You can walk 6 feet tall, can't you?
Yeah.
After that. So I was so delighted at the end. And we had a little stroke, of course we did, but we also had a goalkeeper who is in the form of his life, Phil.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the save from Ibrahimovic is just top class. I would say Michael Keane might have stopped it on the line, Darren.
I spoke to Keano about that. He said it was heading right for his head, so he's quite glad that Tom got in the way of it.
Yeah, I think he'll have stopped it, though. And, you know, a lot was made of 38 shots. Only 11 were on target, though, weren't they? I mean, you know, stats can be deceptive. I thought we defended really well. United actually didn't get behind as much.
I would agree, Phil. I thought we did okay defensively wise, and sometimes you've just got to hang in there, and Burnley did that so well, didn't they?
Let's just whip through the sides once more for you then. The news for Burnley, just those 2 changes. Stephen Ward hasn't made it, that was expected. John Flanagan to come in. A little bit of a surprise, Stephen Defoe fit again. I guess he had to come in, done so well for Burnley. Andre Gray makes way. So we're thinking Burnley will go back to the 3 central midfielders, Dean Marney, Stephen Defoe and Jeff Hendrick, with 2 men wide, Goodmanson, Arfield with Vokes through the middle. Crystal Palace have lost their last 3. So they've had a miserable October. They'll be wanting to get things back together now and get back to winning ways. They finished 15th last season, had a really good start to the season, but only picked up 11 points in the last 19 games, I'll get there. So only 11 points in the last 19. So they're in a bit of a miserable period. If you look at the table for 2016 only, Palace would be struggling. So is it a chance for the Clarets? Is it a chance for the Clarets this afternoon? So we're just minutes away from kick-off. And Burnley against Crystal Palace. Palace did win here 2 seasons ago. Burnley having led 2-0 in the game. Palace came back to win 3-2. I understand you're with us on Claret's Play. I had 1 or 2 problems, not at our end, I hesitate to ask, but thankfully everybody can hear us loud and clear now as the teams make their way out. Burnley against Crystal Palace. Let me whip through those sides for you. 2 changes for Burnley. No Stephen Ward, Andre Gray to the bench. In come John Flanagan and Stephen Defoe. In this 11, Tom Heaton in goal. His 149th appearance for Burnley. Matt Lowton at right back. John Flanagan, his full Premier League debut for Burnley at left back. Michael Keane and Ben Mee in the centre. A central 3 of Dean Marney, Stephen Defoe and Jeff Hendrick, with from Johan Berg Gudmundsson and Scott Arfield. Sam Vokes, of course, up front. On the bench, Paul Robinson, Andre Gray, Ashley Barnes, Michael Kitely, Patrick Bamford had a brief spell on loan at Crystal Palace. George Boyd, who was a Palace fan as a boy, and James Tarkowski. For the visitors, Crystal Palace, French international keeper Steve Mandanda in goal. Joel Ward, who played with Eddie Howe at Bournemouth at right back. Martin Kelly at left back. Damien Delaney and Scott Down, the skipper, in the centre of defence. James MacArthur in a holding role behind Wilf Zaha, Jason Puncheon, Johan Cabaye and Andros Townsend. Up front, Christian Benteke, Belgium international striker, got that hat-trick against Gibraltar last month and scored inside 8 seconds. On the bench, Wayne Hennessy, Mathieu Flamini, James Tompkins, the former West Ham defender, Lee Chong-young, who will know him from his Bolton days, Joe Ledley, Zeki Friars and Connor Wickham. Our referee, experienced Premier League official Anthony Taylor. Big game for both sides, both on 11 points. Just goal difference separates the 2 teams. Burnley break from the handshake, make their way to the left-hand side. Just that injury worry for Stephen Ward. That was the only problem really this week. He hasn't made it. It's a question mark whether he joins the Republic of Ireland for the internationals in the week. Republic of Ireland play Austria away on the 12th, so there is a little bit of time, a week today, but I'd be surprised if Stephen Ward takes part in that game. Burnley in claret and blue, of course. Palace in their chain strip, all yellow, with a diagonal stripe in what, purple and blue. Alan Pardew's their manager, and we're just minutes away from a massive game here at Turf Moor on a cold, breezy afternoon, and Burnley will be really keen to keep their good run going. We're going to have a minute's silence in a moment or 2. It's Armistice Day a week on Sunday, so in just a moment or 2 we'll leave you for a minute. But before that, Darren, Defoe had to come back in, I guess.
Well, it's a big call for it. It's a big call for the gaffer to bring him back in or not. I thought he might have gone 4-4-2, but it's a big call from him, and I think it's a right call. I think Stephen's been terrific, and he leads that midfield so well, doesn't he? So you can fully understand why he's back in there. Looking forward to seeing him in that 3 in the middle again, and Burnley hopefully dominating that area of the field where at times, you know, I spoke to Dean Marney during the week, they've found that sometimes with visiting teams have had 5 in midfield against Burnley's 2. You know, it's a little bit better this time with Burnley's 3, and the 2 wide men like to kind of tuck in as well, so it does work quite well, that.
Yeah, excellent. The captain's in the middle. Tom Heaton, of course, for Burnley. Scott Dan, Liverpool-born, for Crystal Palace. Handshakes with the officials. They'll break off, and we'll have that minute's silence. We'll be back with you shortly.
Comes together to acknowledge the many who have fallen in battle. Please join us in a period of silence as we remember those who gave the ultimate sacrifice for our tomorrow by giving their today. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them.
Really, really well received by everybody in the ground. Super stuff. Armistice Day, a week on Sunday. Burnley against Crystal Palace here. Burnley lads just whipping off their tracksuit tops. And immediately the crowd look to get behind them. Big match at Turf Moor. Both sides locked on 11 points. You sense the winner today will go into the international break in much, much better spirits. To get us underway, Crystal Palace attacking right to left. Burnley defending the Jimmy Mack end. James MacArthur to get us underway, and immediately launch forward looking for Benteke. Arfield wins that header. Breaks for Palace in the middle of the park. They'll look to start well here. Had a miserable October. They'll want to put that right today. Long ball forward looking for Benteke. May got a head on it. Here's MacArthur. Has been playing further forward in recent weeks and looks to be behind Benteke now. Work here. Townsend taking men on, looking to try and get a ball in. Early corner here for Palace. It's Palace on the front foot. Burnley got to defend this corner inside the first 30 seconds. Good work from Townsend. We know how dangerous he can be. Joined them from Newcastle in the summer permanently. Benteke's a danger here. Dan's a danger. Delaney got to pick everybody up here. It's Vokes on Dan, me on Delaney, Keane on Benteke. Let's see what Burnley can do here. Corner to be swung in. It's a lower one. Burnley've got a head on it and got it away momentarily. Hendrick on the chase on get there. Looking to drive through the middle here. Hendrick has got support, couldn't thread it through. Zaha did well defending, but here's Defoe, super ball. Picks out Lowton, man in the middle. Big chance here for Goodmanson, perhaps. The ball's too much on it. He will collect though. He'll try and get it in the middle, looking in the middle for Vokes. Defoe to meet it, Lowton! Saved on the line! Bravo in! Sam Vokes has got it! That's 1-0 Burnley! Inside 90 seconds! Great effort from Lowton. Keeper half kept it out, but there was Sam Vokes to force it over the line. Inside 90 seconds, Burnley have the lead. Burnley 1, Crystal Palace 0. What a start!
Oh, fantastic, Phil! What a start for Burnley! Unbelievable stuff. Good stuff from Lowton. And when the ball came out to Goodmanson, great ball in. Bit of a scramble, but what a finish!
It's a great start. It's what you dream of. Palace having an opportunity at the other end, and then Burnley scoring themselves. Wow. Wow. What a start that is. Sam Vokes almost smuggling it over the line for his fourth of the campaign. Marvellous stuff. Brilliant from Burnley. Has Heaton to clear his lines. Burnley lead here at Turf Moor by a goal to nil. All that talk about Burnley being amongst the lowest scorers in the division, forget it. They've got a lead inside 90 seconds. Palace have conceded again away from home. They haven't kept a clean sheet away from home since Boxing Day last year. Here's Ben Mee to tidy up, finds Keane, but he just wouldn't give up. Lowton's effort was blocked well by the keeper, and Vokes had what, 2, 3, maybe 3 attempts to force it home. Here's Marnie, back to Keane. Burnley leading here by a goal to nil. Ben Mee to hook it wide for Flanagan. Hendrick, who played a part in that counter-attack from the corner, from Palace's corner, remember. Battling away here, the Clarets, but there's a foul by Stephen Defoe. Played a big part in the goal again, Stephen Defoe. Initially the ball from Lowton, there was too much on it for Goodmanson. But wow, in the end, Vokes just forced it home. Free kick here though for the visitors. Just outside the centre circle, Burnley half. It's going to be delivered into the Clarets box here. Burnley need to win it. Ben Mee's got a head on it, but he's headed it behind. Another Palace corner. We've been here before. And Burnley will have to be on their guard here. Lively start to the game. Got to mark up here, Burnley. Dan and Delaney forward. Joel Ward in there as well. Another corner. I think this will go into the 6-yard box this time. Palace to deliver. Both arms aloft from Puncheon as he looks to get it in there. Dan nearly got a march on his man. Swung in there. And it's gone off the Palace attacker, and that'll be a goal kick. It's a deep corner beyond Heaton's 6-yard box. Not behind. Well, Darren, that's a perfect start.
Just what you need, you know, it puts them right on the back foot from the immediacy. But it's unlucky, really. Matt Lowton's ball across the box was just a little bit too far for Gudmundsson. And I thought the chance had gone, but when Gudmundsson put the ball back in, wow, Burnley kept the ball alive again. And it's a lovely little finish, toe-poke finish. 2 in 2 games here now for Sam, but they all count.
Yeah, he's top scorer, got 4 for the season, enjoying life in the Premier League. Work here for Ben Mee, gets a good head on it, but punch into it quickly. Helps it on for Townsend, got a lot of attacking ability, Palace. Here's Townsend cutting inside, Burnley trying to get close to him. There's a man over on that right-hand side with Ward. Ward to try and get a ball in if he can. Arfield getting close to him. Here's Townsend. He'll get a ball in left foot. It's blocked by Defoe, and Burnley will break. Needs support here, looking to pick out his man. He's found Gudmundsson, making progress down this right-hand side, looking to take his man on. Maybe needs support here if Burnley can get to him. He's had it nicked off him. Here's Zaha, operating on the left-hand side for Palace. Back for Cabaye. Touched on here towards Ward. They've got Ward playing at left-back, Kelly at right-back. Both are right-footed. Lowton couldn't win that. Keane, poor header. Just helps it on through the middle for Puncheon. Burnley got to get close to him here. On for Benteke. Chance for Benteke in the box. Up against Keane. Looks it inside. Big chance here. Save from Eaton. He did well with it. Puncheon with a shot. Save from Eaton. Came about from a misplaced header. And Burnley just tested there. But in the end, comfortable enough for Tom Heaton. Burnley remain 1 to the good here. Kick from the keeper. Header won by Keane, better one this time. Ward to Elpom. Here's Delaney, back in the side. 35 now, Damien Delaney. 15 years ago he played here for Stockport County. Helped on by Lowton to find Marnie. There's Defoe, back to Marnie. Marnie back to his keeper. Safety first. Tom Heaton to kick it off the deck. Looking through the middle for Vokes. Vokes to jump and win it. It's a good header. Hendrick getting forward nicely there. The support from Arfield. Cabaye trying to get close to him. Here's Flanagan. Touch back for Ben Mee. Burnley leading by a goal to 0. That goal inside 90 seconds for Sam Vokes. Good turn from the big man. Gets it wide for Lowton. Seeing a lot of him going forward already. Here's Marnie. Marnie to hook it on for Ben Mee. Halfway line Ben Mee. Forward as well. Looking towards Vokes. Too much on it. Joel Ward with the header. Back, Mandanda to collect it. To Burnley 1 to the good here. Newcastle already won up against Cardiff.
Where are we at league, Phil?
It's too early for that. Too early for that. Well, it's a big game, just with that international break on the horizon. Burnley will think it could have been better for them. With the results here against Arsenal and Hull.
Without a shadow of a doubt, it could have been better.
Possibly deserved more, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, swings and roundabouts. I know the gaffer's keen to mention that Hull was almost, you know, the chances they had in that second half for them to equalise late on probably was about roundabout fair. But you do think, well, it was the last kick of the game and it was in our hands. And then Arsenal, everybody knows what happened there.
Yeah, so harsh, so harsh. Here's Zaha. Palace a lot going forward here. Helps it on, looking for Ward. Ward down this left-hand side. Zaha coming close to him. Short sleeves and gloves, Zaha. It is a cold afternoon in East Lancashire. Zaha looking to take on Marnie. Inside the box now, left-hand side. Marnie getting close to him and has robbed him. Done well there, Marnie. Knocks it off Zaha. And that'll be a throw for the Clarets. Showing all his experience, Dean Marnie. Great to see him 100% in the heart of the Burnley midfield. 8 minutes played. Burnley leading by a goal to 0. Not a great start for ex-Claret Warren Joyce at Wigan. They're 2-0 down against Reading at home.
Welcome to management.
Yeah, we wish him well. Here's Dan to collect. Skipper for Palace. Hooks the ball forward, looking for Benteke. Won't reach that. Just skids off the turf as well. Thumbs up from the former Villa and Liverpool man. There was too much on it. Burnley have got themselves a goal kick. Only lost once in 8 games here against Crystal Palace. Last 8. But as I mentioned earlier, you've got to go all the way back to 1970-71. Almost 46 years to the day. Burnley last beat Palace in the top flight. Eric Probert scored twice in a 2-1 win. Palace throw in their own half. 9 minutes on the watch. It's with left-back Joel Ward. Played with Eddie Howe at Bournemouth, had all the problems at Portsmouth. Now he's a Premier League player. Defoe to help it on, looking for Vokes through the middle. Can he win it? Not quite. Ward to take it down, finds Cabaye. Cabaye caught here by Marnie, and Marnie's in the book early on. It's not what you want. Third of the season for Dean Marnie. He's treading a lifeline now. Just dived in a little there.
Yeah, he's a little bit late. He's probably right. It's definitely a booking, I think, there for Dean Marnie. But he does leave his mark there, Dean, and lets the lads know that he doesn't deserve Hulls Dudley.
No. We know what happened last week with the United lad, Herrera. He was a touch unfortunate, slipped making the second challenge. Looked like he didn't want to make it and slid into the man and got his marching orders. So it is a thin line from here. Delaney to take the free kick, 10 minutes on the watch. Delaney to get it forward, looking for Benteke. Benteke to try and flick on. Next header won by Flanagan. Might break for Kelly on that far side. England international Martin Kelly. Ball in towards the box here. Eaton to collect. Waist high. No worries for the England keeper. And he'll kick this out of his hands. Burnley at West Brom. 2 weeks on Monday. Remember, that's an 8 o'clock kickoff. Monday night football for the Clarets. Kick from Heaton, looking for Vokes, header one at the back by Dan. The break here for Defoe. Defoe forward for Arfield, touch back for Flanagan. Flanagan inside here for Keane. Keane, centre of the park, looks to spread it for Lowton, gave him a lot to do. Lowton's kept it in, but only for the benefit of Wilf Sahar. Sahar's left his man on the floor, but it's a poor ball inside that Defoe's won. Started the game well, really well, Stephen Defoe. Arfield on for Vokes, he's just offside, just straight offside. Peeling down that left-hand side, and that'll be a free kick to Palace. Started well, Stephen Defoe.
He has, yeah. He just pulls the strings in midfield, doesn't he? Really well. It's sort of left-hand side of that three, but he's working really well. Jeff Hendrick, of course, at the minute, trying to get forward as much as he can to support Sam Vokes in that sort of three-man midfield, so that Sam's not isolated at the head of the queue.
Yeah, the free kick's not from there. I'm not quite sure what's happened. Mandana's certainly nicked maybe 10 yards there. Keen to win the header against Benteke. Next one's Goodmanson's. There's Cabaye. He's their playmaker. Townsend to touch it back. Punching wide for Kelly. Kelly looking to get a ball in, but they need to win it. They do through Michael Keane. Got a good firm header on it, Keane. Should be cleared here by Flanagan. Got it away. Bournemouth one up against troubled Sunderland. And Vokes has got caught here, I think. Bang on the back of the head. Referee to stop it. Just outside the centre circle. Let's hope Sam Vokes is okay. Just a bang to the back of the head. He's going to pick himself up. I mean, it goes from bad for worse to Sunderland, doesn't it?
That's good for us, Phil. I have to say that's good for us. The worse it gets for them, the better. If you get a club that's cut away and cut adrift at the start, 2 places you're playing for, not 3.
Yeah. The bookings have got them 3-1 on now to go down. I know they've escaped a couple of times. Just can't see it from here. Heaton with the free kick. He's looking for Keane, who's gone further forward there. Just bounces beyond him into the arms of former Marseille keeper Steve Mandanda. He rolls it out for Damien Delaney. Court-born centre-back to the keeper. Mandanda just pursued by Hendrick. Just get forward, Hendrick, in this 5-man midfield. Benteke, nice touch back. Finds MacArthur. MacArthur, decent ball, but there's too much on it. Benmi knew it was going through to the keeper. Punching, kept chasing. Here's Defoe. Defoe facing play, driving forward towards the halfway line. Lovely ball wide for Flanagan. Flanagan to check inside. Gives it away, though. Here's Punching. Defoe trying to cover at left back, and Burnley just stretched down that side with Flanagan giving the ball away. Mead comes to meet it, ball in there, he's dangerous. Benteke to take it down, might still fall in there. Zaha, great save from Heaton. Continuing his great form. There's an injury here. Burnley perhaps need to kick this out if they can. It's forward towards Vokes, it does flick it on. Lowton's picked himself up, looks okay. Good save again from Heaton. He is literally in the form of his life. Zaha hit it well, hit it firmly. But in the end, the keeper was excellent, Darren.
Fantastic save again from Tom.
Hang on a minute, Goodmanson through the middle. Chance here for Burnley. Can they make it 2-0? Goodmanson's save from Mandanda. Has he kept it out? Goodmanson! His first goal for Burnley! And he's put the Clarets 2 up. The keeper couldn't keep it out. We've played 14 minutes. Johan Berg Goodmanson has got a second for the Clarets. Burnley are 2 up here. Burnley 2. Palace 0. Goodmanson with a strike.
Oh my word, Phil, we thought he'd saved it. We thought he'd saved it, but no, the ball bounced and in off the bar. How's you look, lads? But I'll tell you what, Burnley deserving a lovely move on the break. mark for the Clarets.
Yeah, great effort. He hit it well. Keeper just couldn't keep it out. Bounced against the floor and then ballooned up into the goal. Seen it now. He's hit it well. Keeper looked to make the save. Pushed it into the floor and into the roof of the net. Anguish for the French keeper. Delight for Burnley. First goal in the Premier League for Johan Berg Gudmundsson. 14th Icelandic player to score in the Premier League. He's making his name now. Me to win the header.
Hey, I'll tell you what, Phil, how big that save now at the other end. 30 seconds
Oh, absolutely,
earlier.
absolutely. It's a lively start to the game. Burnley are creating. Even without two strikers, Burnley do create opportunities. Me up against it here, punching on the chase. Didn't take any chances, Ben Mee. Hooked it out. Great news here at Turf Moor. Burnley are 2 up against Palace. Great work. Gudmundsson just thumped that as hard as he could. Came with a reputation of a shot on his left foot. Keeper couldn't keep it out.
Here you go, Phil, you're a keeper. I'm not of this standard, admittedly.
Nowhere near.
Keeper at fault?
Oh yeah, once he's got a hand to it, he should be saving it. There's no doubt about it, he should be saving that. Ball forward, looking for Ward. Couldn't keep it in play. Yeah, all eyes will be at the keeper. He's got a good firm hand at it and should keep it out. He's pushed it into the ground rather than out. And Burnley are 2 up here. Problem for Matt Lowton, I think, Darren. I can just see Matt Lowton hobbling here. What? I mean, he's trying to run it off, I guess. Throw down the line, just hobbling a little. Looks all right now.
Stress, yeah.
Keep an eye on that, I think. Here's Zaha, nice turn, gets past Gudmundsson, ball inside, but Palace have scored goals. That's been their season so far. Against Liverpool last week, they looked like they could concede any minute, but they did look like they'd score as well. Cabaye under pressure from Defoe. It's back with Dan. Remember what happened last time. Burnley led 2-0, goals from Mee and Ings. Palace came bouncing back. No Dwight Gale today, though. Arfield to hook it out of play. Throw for Burnley on that, for Palace on that right-hand side in front of Sean Dyche. Referee just insisting. Kelly goes back a couple of yards. Here's Cabaye. Inside for Benteke. Benteke for Cabaye. Cabaye looking to spread it here for Ward. Done well to collect that, Ward, up against Gudmundsson. Zaha takes over. Looking for Ward again. Is he fouled? He is. Just caught by Hendrick. Free kick in an awkward position here. It's going to be 30 yards from goal on the angle. Left-hand side. Usually Cabaye takes these. He's coming across the Frenchman. Went to PSG for massive fee from Newcastle, but he's left it for punching for the minute. Dan forward. Important Burnley keep control. Punching to deliver. To swing it in left-footed. Plenty in the middle. Burnley get ahead on it from Ben Mee. Need to win the next ball if they can. Bulldozed in there. Benteke to try and take it down. Might still fall here once more for Townsend. Palace player down. He skied it, and that'll be a goal kick. Bit of treatment for the Palace lad, I think. Well, Burnley defended it well.
Yeah, it was Ward and Scott Arfield who went for the ball, and it was a real... No one was going to pull out of that one because there was a chance for Ward to get it back in the mix, and Arfield was the only player on the edge of the box who had to try and get it away, and he's kind of rolled over the back of Arfield, I think, and landed awkwardly. Never a foul, never a penalty, because Scott Arfield's got every right to challenge for the ball, but it's an awkward landing, I think, more than anything. Yeah,
he's landed almost on his arm and his back, and he's feeling it a little. So give Burnley just a breather at 2-0, not necessarily a bad thing. Goals from Sam Vokes and Johan Berg Gudmundsson. He's first in the Premier League. Wow. Burnley couldn't have had a better start. He's been playing well, hasn't he, Johan?
Yeah, he's finally coming to, I think, a bit now. He's adjusted well to life in the Premier League, I think. He took a little while to understand that. I think that's understandable, you know, coming from a side who'd been relegated. Yeah. In many ways, he was their star player. But he's adjusted well now, and I think he gives us something really different, you know, that we have.
Yeah.
You know, he's direct, he's got a low centre of gravity. I like him, I really do.
Yes, I do. Yeah, I do. He's got a shot on him, as we've seen. Heaton with the goal kick. There was no foul. Ward just fell awkwardly, I think. I think he's set to come back on in a moment. Real buzz around Turf Moor now. Ward back on. It's ball through the middle. Header won by punching, but only finds Arfield. Arfield to tuck it back for Defoe. He's been really good so far. Flanagan back to Mee. Mee going to look longer here. It's a little bit hit and hope. Header won at the back by Kelly. Audacious flick on, looking for MacArthur. MacArthur for Benteke. Burnley to battle hard. They did come down from come back from 2-0 down at Sunderland. Benteke got the winner that day. So there are warnings. 2-0 is not a winning lead in football, and Burnley going to have to be on their guard. Ball back from Mandanda. Poor kick from him. It's gone through the middle. Marnie's gone for goal here. He had to, didn't he? It's wide of the target. It's a mistake from the keeper. And all eyes, I think, are on the keeper at the minute. Can't be a bad thing.
No, not at all. You conceded 2 in the first 15 minutes. You're going to be a little bit nervy, aren't you? Dean Marnie there saw gold at the end of the rainbow, didn't he, from 45 yards. Went for the little audacious lob. Didn't quite get enough on the other direction. Apart from that, it was all right.
Yeah, you've got to go first time, though. In those situations, he's right to do it. You've got to go first time. Yes, Zaha making progress. He's come off Lowton, so it would be a corner to Palace. Their third of the afternoon. Gareth Southgate is here today. We've heard about Tom Eaton, I would imagine. It was a great save before Burnley made it 2-0.
You would think he knows all about Tom Eaton. You'd think
sure.
Michael Keane's the eye.
Possibly, yeah, possibly. Cabaye to take it. Left-hand side. Plenty in the middle. Strong at set pieces. Ball away, though. Headed well away. Good header away from Flanagan. It will come back, though. Here's Ward. Ball into the mix from him. Header one, Ben Mee to hook it away. Arfield with a touch. Finds Flanagan. Flanagan to hit it against his man and win himself a throw. 20 minutes gone here. Burnley leading by 2-0. Sam Vokes and Johan Berg Gudmundsson with the goals. Flanagan with the throw on that far side. Sunshine now here at Turf Moor.
It's a nice day now.
It's a lovely day, isn't it? For November, for bonfire night. The fireworks have been on the pitch so far. Cabaye, ball inside, header won by Arfield, taken down so well by Vokes. Under pressure, Vokes touches it back to Arfield. Arfield, good feet, but he's battling away on that far side, and Palace will come away with the ball. Defoe trying to stop his man. MacArthur touches it wide for Kelly. Strong challenge from Hendrick, deemed illegal, and that's a free kick right by the touchline. Anthony Taylor on hand to give it. I thought the keeper did well for the first. It was a good save from Lowton. Couldn't prevent Sam Vokes smuggling it over the line, but looks at fault for the second. Johan Berg Gudmundsson's effort. Free kick here. I thought it was nearer the touchline, to be honest. Anyway, Palace to deliver. Plenty in the mix for them. Dan in there. Delaney in there. Benteke's a danger, of course. Cabaye to deliver. Right in the mix. Vokes with a good header to get it away. Ward to try and dig one out and get it back in there. Ben Mee to win it. Burnley to try and win the next ball. Zaha to touch on. Still in centre midfield with Ward. Clips it forward. Should be dealt with. Lowton, nice ball. Finds Gudmundsson. Score of Burnley's second. Gudmundsson making progress down the right-hand side. Lowton certainly run that knock-off now. Goes ahead of him. Here's Hendrick. Uses Defoe. Back for Hendrick. Hendrick on quickly for me. Good from Burnley. Halfway point in the first half. Flanagan on nicely for Arfield. Arfield just having to bring this back. Ball inside for Defoe. Defoe, time on the ball. Gets it back from Marnie. What options have Burnley got here? He's looking for Lowton down this right. It's a super pass. He's class in possession. Balling from Lowton, he's decent. Dan with a header away. Gudmundsson will jump here with MacArthur to try and win the next one. Will break for Marnie. Defoe looks a class act every time he gets the ball. Looks to spread it for Lowton again. Giving Lowton a bit to do, but he's got there. Wins a corner, does he here? Off Ward. I tell you what, Defoe is fantastic.
There's a ball there from Defoe that isn't even on. You know, he's got 2 men on him, Matt Lowton, on the right flank, and he pings it over the 2 of them, right to feet. Matt Lowton then wins a corner. He just has got
class.
Ones for feet.
He has. The pace, the direction, everything is bob on. He gets applause as he comes across to take the corner. To deliver here. Men in the middle. There's a bit of pushing and shoving. Anthony Taylor's on it. Burnley's first corner of the game. Only had one last week at Old Trafford. Here's Defoe to deliver. Swing it in. Mee to try and win it. It'll break here for Zaha. They'll get men forward here now. Burnley are really stretched here. Benteke bombing through the middle. Punching to try and get a ball in here. Ball in is a poor one. Marnie was chasing. He couldn't foul him because he's on a yellow card. Did well,
Dean, because he all the time punching at him in his eye that Dean Marnie was closing him down. And while Benteke was trying to sprint through the middle and outpacing everybody to get on the end of it, he had to hurry the ball into the box, punching, and it never reached its intended target.
Yeah, it was good from Burnley. Shows you can be caught though on the counter-attack. That's where Burnley's first came from. A Palace corner. Flick on from Vokes. Looked like he got caught by Dan after the ball had gone. Referee happy enough. Here's Ward. Ward for Zaha. Lowton trying to get close. Zaha to touch it back. Sent off here, Zaha. Early on in his Palace career. Cabaye just uses MacArthur. MacArthur back in turn for Delaney. 20 minutes to half-time. Burnley leading by 2-0 here. Burnley trying to apply pressure on the Palace midfield. Got a touch off that Marnie, and it will be a throw on that far side to Martin Kelly and Crystal Palace. Kelly to take it in his own half, and Anthony Taylor's right to pick up on that. It does annoy fans. Kelly with it, finds Cabaye, just turns away from one but can't beat a second. He's helped out by MacArthur. Here's Puncheon, just on for Zaha. Loves to turn, face play, run at people. It's a poor ball. It's behind Ward, and it's a bit edgy in the Palace side at the minute. They've had a miserable October, and Burnley are 2 up here. Pressure on Palace a little. Lowton across to take it. Lowton with it. Looking for options. Sam Vokes arm aloft near the halfway line. Next home game here, well, that's Manchester City. 3 weeks to... That's a toughie. That's a toughie. Marnie to win the header. MacArthur battles with Goodmanson. Won't break for Vokes. Ward to just touch it on here for Zaha. Pass one, but Marnie's across to win it. It's come off Zaha. Guy doesn't pull out of challenges, even on a yellow card. And listen to the crowd. They love Dean Marnie. Quick word with the referee. Timed it to perfection. Here's Lowton. Still in his own half, looking for options. It will be Sam Vokes. Vokes to try and flick it on, but can't. Delaney with the touch. Cabaye, who just sits in front of the back four. You'd think as the game went on, he'd go further forward, perhaps. Uses Dan. Dan on in turn for Kelly. Halfway line for the former Liverpool player. Here's Scott Dan. Back to the keeper, Mandanda. Mandanda to clear this off the deck. Burnley leading here 2-0. Norwich one up against Leeds, I can see. Kelly and Benteke jump here. Heaton's going to have to come. Gets there. Sweeping up behind his defence. And he did it well. Kick towards the halfway line. It'll be a Palace throw. Got pace in the Palace side. Certainly got enough men going forward. But remember, they've conceded in their last 16 away Premier League games now. So record they just can't shift. Here's Ward. Back for Delaney. Started at Leicester, Damien Delaney. Ipswich Hull, played with Dean Marnie at Hull, I think. Here's Dan. Ball inside for Cabaye, just to emphasise again, goes back with the central defenders to collect. Here's MacArthur. Trying to build themselves back into the game, Palace, if you will. Here's Ward, nice turn, but he's overrun it, I'm afraid. Slipped as he completed the Cruyff turn. Doesn't look as good when you're on the floor. Burnley throw, halfway line with Matt Lowton. Burnley bench, Paul Robinson, Andre Gray, remember, Ashley Barnes, Michael Kitely, Patrick Bamford had a brief spell on loan at Palace last season. George Boyd, big Palace fan as a lad. And then James Tarkowski. Here's Ben Mee, just to touch it on here for Flanagan. Flanagan on in turn. Arfield wins the throw. It's Burnley's throw near the halfway line. It's a big ask for Flanagan up against Townsend, isn't it? Probably on his wrong side.
It is, but let's not forget John Flanagan's stock. You know, he's so highly thought of at Liverpool, so that'll be a good old challenge today, that one.
Played in that 3-3 draw when Liverpool looked set to win the title with 3 up with 11 minutes to go and drew 3-3 at Selhurst Park. Here's Hendrick, hooks it wide for Lowton. Lowton looking for options. He'll look to get a ball in, I think, here. Looking for Vokes. Vokes very nearly got there ahead of Dan. Arfield will keep it in play. Great cross from Lowton. Arfield done well to keep it in play. Just waiting now for support patiently. Flanagan's got past his man. Hooks a decent cross in, but it's across the face of goal. Too much on it, and that'll go out for a throw-in by the corner flag. Palace deep in their own half. Great cross from Lowton. And Vokes was getting close to it. Dan just about did enough, I think.
What a cross from Matt Lowton, though, right into the heart of the matter there, and it just caused all sorts of questions in the Palace defence, in behind the centre-back and the keeper. Sam Vokes hoping to get a little flick at the near post. Didn't manage it, but the flutters were there. More of that, please.
Yes, Burnley have got to keep going forward. Trying to retrieve the ball here, which is annoying Palace. Haven't got the ball back. Ready to take the throw. Approaching the final 15. Ward with it. Looking down the line for Benteke. Benteke to win the header, but Hendrick will tidy up. Hooks it inside. It's a bit dangerous for Flanagan, but he's done well to get there, you know. Arfield to help it on. Flanagan getting forward. There's cover from Punchin. Flanagan will put him under pressure. Punchin goes down. I didn't think there was a lot of contact. And that'll be a free kick to Palace. Not there. Wasn't there. Has to go back, surely. Mandanda to come out of his goal. Take it right hand side of his box. He's got the crowd agitated. Mandanda to take it. Big boot forward from the Frenchman. Ben Mee on the end of it, wins the header. But he's guided it out of play. Arfield to throw the ball back. Martin Kelly with the throw. 1.5 time maybe now, Burnley. 30 minutes gone. Leading by 2-0. Second did look a keeper's error. There's Punchin. Defoe to put him under pressure. Back inside for Punchin. Punchin got time on the ball for once now. Hendrick trying to close him down. Finds MacArthur. MacArthur on in turn for Ward. Ward at left back today, Kelly at right back. That's switched. Ball in looking for Benteke. Does win the header, wins it well. But there's Defoe, class in his own D to collect the ball. And Burnley looking to counter-attack. Early ball from Marnie. Mandanda under pressure here. Didn't look comfortable. Has cleared it in the end towards the halfway line. Cabaye, nice touch. On for Punchin. Punchin on in turn for Ward. Ward trying to get it forward for Zaha. Zaha near the halfway line. Just touch back again for Ward. Plenty up. Palace. There's Cabaye. Still in his own half, looking to get it forward early for Benteke. Takes it down well, driving forward, on for MacArthur. Kelly's wide with Townsend. There's a man over here. Townsend to cut on in his left foot, going to cross it, looking for Benteke. Does he win the header? Still in there. Burnley battle to win it. And it's gone behind, has it, for a corner?
Ben Mee.
Ben Mee, the touch behind, I think. Fourth corner of the half to Palace.
I think it's a great touch by Ben Mee, you know.
See it here.
It is indeed.
Yeah, waist high, just hooks it wide. Corner now. Ward's in there. Dan's in there. Delaney, plenty up here. Delivery from Punchin. Burnley got to win the first header if they can. Swung right into the mix there. Heading on from Lowton and away. Hendrick battling here. It'll be a throw, I think, to Palace by the corner flag. Good header from Lowton. Got to win the first headers in those situations. It's going to be Ward to deliver a long throw here. He's waiting for Benteke to make his way towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Burnley desperate to mark up here. Ward. It's going to go short in the end. Finds Johan Cabaye. Gets it back to Ward. Trying to get a cross in. Burnley on half got it away. Big chance for Townsend. Deflected. And over, I thought. Townsend with a chance inside the D. Has it come off one of his own men? But in the end, couldn't get it on target. That's all that matters, really. Couldn't get it on target.
Bit of a let-off for Burnley there. He's gone for the top corner and it's inches wide, you know. It should be in the corner. He's put it wide. Yeah,
it's a big chance for Townsend. He maybe snatched at it a little, and it was always rising. Key moments, these in the game.
Oh, Tom Heaton was
Tom Heaton save and that.
Tom Heaton was rooted to his spot there, you know. He'd given that up, I think, at Tom.
No, nothing you can do from inside the D with a shot like that. Here's Marnie to touch it on for Lowton. Seeing a lot of the ball coming forward against Zaha, which is a bit of a surprise perhaps. Here's Defoe. Defoe on for Goodmanson. Goodmanson in turn back for Ben Mee. Hooks it inside for Keane. On in turn for Hendrick. Hendrick inside for Defoe. He's the playmaker, he's the quarterback, if you will. Wants the ball in the good positions in the middle of the park. Here's Mee. Has to track back, use his keeper. Nothing wrong with that. Start again if you can. Heaton to get it forward. Vokes to try and win it here. Palace thought he was offside, coming back from an offside position. Punchin battles with Arfield. Arfield in strong, but Punchin comes away with the ball. Former Blackpool player, of course. But Arfield's got back to win it. Defoe very calmly knocks it back. Marnie to get it forward, looking for Vokes. Dan to win it, touch it back to Mandanda, who gets a good kick away this time. Into the Burnley half. Header won by Keane. Great header against Benteke. Here's Hendrick. Hendrick to drive forward here now. He's got support from Gudmundsson. Gudmundsson looking to get a crossing. Too much on that. Was looking for Volks, but way too much on it. And that'll be a goal kick to Palace. 10 minutes remain in the first half.
Very telling though how Gudmundsson's dropping straight inside. You know, Matt Loughton's coming as forward as far as he can down this right, and Gudmundsson drops in to almost form an extra midfielder at times.
Yeah.
You know, he's 30 yards in field a lot of the time, Johan Berg Gudmundsson. That's of course where the goal came from. He's in field.
Yes, and Scott Arfield does that. It's almost becoming a tight midfield five in those situations. Mandanda with the kick. Benteke and me both can't win it. Flanagan wins the next ball. Marnie's got it wide for Arfield. Back for Flanagan on his left foot and away and out of play. It'll be a Palace throw. Got a goal back 2 years ago before half-time. Burnley want to go in 2-up at half-time at the very least.
Just stop reminding me.
I can't. I'm sorry.
It came on the back of the West Brom game as well, didn't it, when we conceded 2 again?
Yeah.
A 2-goal lead.
Here's Benteke. Good challenge from Ben Mee. Just stuck his boot out to win it. The referee's brought it back for an early offence. Burnley free kick. I think Marnie was caught. Mee will leave it for Tom Heaton. Burnley 2 to the good here. Kick from Heaton, looking for Volks through the middle. He'll jump with Delaney now. Takes it down in the end. Gudmundsson to try and win it against Sahar. Burnley have nicked it through Loughton. Gudmundsson back for Michael Keane. Keane on for Marnie. It was a little short, but here's Defoe to tidy up on his right foot. Touch back for Keane. Keane squares it for Ben Mee. Ben Mee to look up, finds Flanagan. On that left-hand side, Flanagan. Ball inside's awkward. Marnie to tidy up, get it back to his keeper. He's hurt here. Dean Marnie's hurt. As he stretched for that, Dean Marnie's in trouble here. This is a worry. Just picking himself up now. Is he okay? Referee just inquiring he's all right, I think. Burnley have knocked it out of play. There was a worry there, but he's okay, Dean Marnie.
Yeah, a little worry. He's okay though, I think. He should be okay, should Dino. Sunderland have equalised at Bournemouth. And let me tell you, as it stands at the minute, Burnley are 9th in the Premier League, 1 point behind, and 1 place behind Manchester United.
Don't do that. Do not do that. Some problems at Old Trafford, I said that last week. I was remarkably calm second half, I thought. Some problems there, definitely. Folks to try and win the header, but can't. Here's Puncheon to tidy up.
Phil, if you told me we were placed below Man United in May, I'd take it.
Yeah, you would. But you'll remember United were relegated once from the top division. Hendrick. Done well by the corner flag, touches it back to Arfield. Arfield in turn for Flanagan. Flanagan inside for Marnie. Thankfully he's okay. That stretch, Crystal Palace did give the ball back, by the way. Here's Loughton. Marnie trying to go on a run here. Will collect it. Gudmundsson on his outside. Gudmundsson to collect. Loughton's continued his run. Ball in, he's decent. Arfield to take it down. Can he help it on? Big chance here for Burnley. Can Hendrick finish it? It's blocked by the defender. Oh, it was a big chance. Burnley played it so well. Excellent from Arfield in the middle to pick out Hendrick. In the end, they just got bodies back to block Hendrick's shot.
Brilliant football. Jeff Hendrick's just got to take that first time for me. Just takes that touch inside and it allows the Palace bodies just to regroup a little bit. He takes it first time, no one's got a chance to react. But fantastic play for Burnley.
Excellent stuff, wasn't it? Excellent stuff. This is a side that we've told hasn't been creating many chances. Corner on that far side to the Clarets. A lot of pushing and shoving in the middle to try and get hold of Michael Keane in there. Headed away by Benteke. Burnley to win the next ball through Arfield. Touch back for Loughton. Sun comes out now bright at Turf Moor. Loughton to dink a ball in. He's looking towards Ben Mee. Looks to be a push in the back of Ben Mee. Not given. And Zaha will break here. He's got Benteke ahead of him. Takes on Marnie. Beats him for pace. Ball inside for Benteke. Burnley trying to get back at him. As Marnie won it, he has. Super stuff. Benteke dallied on the ball. And Marnie picked his pocket. Here's Gudmundsson for Defoe.
I'll tell you what, Phil, you mentioned about Defoe being busy in his first half. Dean Marnie's been everywhere.
Oh, he's back right back to his very, very best, Dean Marnie. It's great to see.
And doing press too.
Yeah, you did well there, Darren. Well done. You did well there. Here's Ben Mee. Is he going to look long here? Folks, just trying to get on the end of this. Just flick it on. Gudmundsson on the chase. Ward to it first. Ward wants his keeper to to come. Has to go on his right foot, Mandanda. He just struggled there as on his left-hand side. Lowton to win the header. Here's Defoe, just couldn't take it down. First time he's miscontrolled the ball in the game, I think.
In his Burnley career, I think.
Burnley career. Here's Ward with the throw. Just over 5 minutes remain of the half. Zaha's won this against Gudmundsson. Just by the touchline, Defoe trying to get close. Hooked inside for Cabaye. Cabaye on in turn for Punchin. Punchin for Kelly. Kelly just down the line now for Townsend. Touch finds Punchin once more. Inside for Dan. Dan on for Cabaye. Again Punchin. Got to keep one eye on Benteke during all this, because he's got pace and power through the middle. Here's Townsend looking to take on Arfield. Good feet, comes inside. Nutmegs Arfield, goes on the outside. He's got Kelly on the overlap and uses him. Kelly looking to get a cross in. It's dangerous. It's blocked, and it'll be a throw to Palace on that far side. In front of the Bob Lord stand, 10 yards from the byline. Taken quickly. Here's Jason Punchin. Looking to get it back here, Punchin. Foul given, I think, here. Is it, or offside given, perhaps? And Burnley have got themselves a free kick. And a little bit of breather. 5 minutes inside 5 minutes to half-time. 2 goals in the first 15 minutes for the Clarets. First inside 90 seconds for Sam Vokes. Then first goal in the Premier League for Johan Berg Gudmundsson. Keeper made the save, but it ballooned up into the roof of the net to make it 2-0. Here's Heaton. Heaton with the free kick, almost level his own penalty area. Just got caught in the wind a little there. Header won by MacArthur. Here's Benteke looking to knock it inside, but Burnley have won it. Benmee's done well there. Here's Defoe, back for Lowton. Lowton inside for me. Has to go back perhaps ahead of the keeper. Has to be safe. Heaton on his left-hand side. Decent kick towards the halfway line. Hendrick to battle and win it. Here's Kelly. Touched inside for Punchin. Palace just looking strong as the half finishes. It's with Damien Delaney. Preferred to James Tompkins a little bit surprisingly today. There's Cabaye looking to spread it. It's a good ball, you know, and Flanagan needs to get this. Does do. Wins the header. Back for Arfield. Arfield for me. And me will clear his lines here. He's looking for Hendrick through the middle. Hendrick looked like he was pushed there to me. Referee not having it. And that'll be awkward for Burnley. Townsend to collect on that far side. Me out the middle here. Townsend's done well with that. Hooks it inside. Oh, he's found his man. MacArthur inside for Benteke. Into the arms of Tom Heaton. Comfortable save. Burnley not happy. Looked to foul on Hendrick before Palace built that move. 1 or 2 boos around 3 sides of turf more at the end, but Benteke hits it well, but only into the arms of Heaton. Heaton with the ball forward, looking for Vokes, trying to flick it on. Kelly to win the next one. Another bang to the head here for Sam Vokes. He's in the wars. Dan's in trouble, I think. Vokes picked himself up. Referee just making sure Dan's okay. There's Delaney. Final 3 minutes of the half. Burnley 2 up here. Burnley 2, Crystal Palace 0. It's Scott Down in possession. Under pressure from Hendrick. Done well there, Hendrick. Here's Townsend though. Skips past one. Driving through the middle now. Helps it on from MacArthur. Back heel will find Punchin. Punchin sitting deeper now. Here's Zaha. Got to pick up Benteke here. Zaha look to tease Gudmundsson. Get a cross in here maybe. If can he manage it? Oh, it's Defoe with the clearance. Near the penalty spot. Belgium did well. Realised the danger. Hooked it away. It's with Punchin again, looking to get another ball in here. Again looking for Benteke, does win the header, and it's in. Oh, it's wide, in fact, wide of the target. I just wondered if it crept in there. It's rolled around the back of the goal just to cause confusion. He thinks it might be a corner, but the header wide of the target. Heaton moving to his left-hand side. That was just a scare for the minute. It's wide of his post, hits the stanchion at the back and rolls across the back.
I think you thought it had gone in.
I thought it had gone in for a minute. I just thought it had gone in for a minute. The way it rolled across the back of the goal just gave an optical illusion, really. Here's Heaton with the kick. 2-0 to the Clarets. Final 90 seconds of the half. Flick on here from Punchin from Heaton's kick. Didn't do Palace any good. Cabaye almost caught in possession. He just comes away with it, the Frenchman. Hooks the ball forward. Benmee to win it. Benteke operating behind him. Here's Flanagan looking early for Vokes. He'll jump with Dan. Just keeps battling Sam Vokes. Dan back to the keeper. Mandanda. Little bit surprised he's preferred to Hennessy. I think Hennessy's done so well for them in recent years. So good for Wales in the summer. Ball forward from Lowton. Can't find Hendrick. Here's Ward. We're in the final minute of the 45. I think there'll be a couple of minutes of added time here. Ball forward looking for Zaha. Too much on it. This is Michael Keane's, big and strong at centre-back. Hooks it back inside for Tom Heaton. Heaton, plenty of time, clears his lines, looking for Vokes. Dan getting close. Too close, I think, for the crowd's liking. Punching back for Delaney. Final 30 seconds of the half. Ward. Cabaye just sitting deep to collect. Helps it on to Dan. Dan, everything in front of him almost now. Goes square for Delaney. Fourth official almost ready to tell us the additional time. It's gone wide again for Ward. Tucked on here now once more for MacArthur. MacArthur up against his man. Here's Zaha. Zaha looking to get across in here. It's dangerous. Me with a clearance. Half clearance. It's 3 minutes. 2 minutes it is. Sorry. The light's just difficult at the minute with the sun shining down. It's 2 additional minutes. Here's Cabaye. Burnley want to see this out to half-time. No doubt about it. Benteke's offside. So that's a little bit of respite for the Clarets. Absolutely critical, Darren, here. We take it to half-time.
Absolutely, and you know, Palace have had the chances. You know, Burnley have played really well and had their chances, but Palace will point to 2 saves from Heaton and also that shot from Townsend that was just wide, the Benteke header.
Yeah.
They've had some chances, you know, Palace. It's been a really open game and a really entertaining game, and probably been the best Burnley have played in the 45 minutes this season, I would argue. Yes,
certainly started so well. I mean, the stats suggested we were in for plenty of opportunities today. We'd heard that Burnley didn't create as many as the rest of the division, only Sunderland created less. You wouldn't have known that from the first 45. Here's Zaha though, Burnley have got to see it out. Final minute of added time. Good header from Flanagan, gets it back to his keeper. Of course he can pick it up, Tom Heaton, because it's a header. And he'll just take his time with this out of his hands. Give Vokes a little bit of a breather up top. It's awkward for him up there on his own. He'll look to win this against Dan again. Does flick it on, can't find Hendrick. Here's Delaney. Delaney back in turn for Mandanda. Mandanda off the deck and clears it. Looking for Benteke. Win this. Trying to flick it on for Townsend. Nice touch on from MacArthur. MacArthur looking for Townsend again. Burnley have got to see this out. 30 seconds remain of time added on. Great challenge from Defoe. He's got everything in his locker. Comes out of that left-hand side to win it. Casually hits it against their man and wins a throw. I mean, he's had a super half, Darren.
I think the whole midfield's had a great half. I mean, 1 to 11, they've been pretty good, Burnley, to be fair, but the midfield have been fantastic in this first half, I think. You know, the wide men have done what you wanted of them. The 3 in midfield, in the central midfield, have been absolutely dynamic in keeping Burnley moving. It's been a great performance.
That's half-time. Burnley going 2 up here. Burnley 2, Crystal Palace 0. The opener on 90 seconds. Palace had a corner. Burnley caught them on the counter-attack. It was really good football. Lowton's ball was just too much on it for Goodmanson, but he got it back into the mix. Lowton with a shot saved by the keeper. Vokes smuggled the ball over the line for his 4th of the campaign. On 15 minutes it was 2-0 and a belter from Johan Berg Goodmanson. His first in the Premier League, but the keeper maybe should have kept it out. Fierce shot left-footed. Palmed it into the ground, but it ballooned up into the goal, and Burnley with 2 up. Burnley have had 1 or 2 other chances. Hendrick on 38 minutes after a super move involving Goodmanson and Arfield. Hendrick, his effort was blocked, but Palace have had chances themselves. 4 corners for them. Townsend should have scored on 33 minutes. Benteke 2 minutes before half-time with a header that was just wide. We've had a super half here, a real good advertisement for Premier League football, but the good news is Burnley are 2 up here. 2 to the good. Couldn't have gone much better that half.
No, not really, Phil. It's been from start to finish there. Burnley have been pretty good on the ball. I mean, as I said, Palace just before the break have had their chances, but so have Burnley by you know, and 2-0. I think it's probably about right, you know. The way Burnley have dominated that first half hour, I think that's probably about right.
It's a bit of a surprise to 1 or 2 fans that Gray was left out, but, you know, that's vindicated what we've seen.
Well, you know, we talk about the players learning on the pitch from the last time in the Premier League. Maybe the managers also, to give him immense credit, has thought, do you know what, 4-5-1 works for us.
Yeah.
You know, I know he's a 4-4-2 man, he'd love to be a 4-4-2 man, but there are times when you need that extra body in there, and he's identified it. And you look at the situation, since we went that 4-5-1, you know, the Leicester result aside, it's been pretty much upwards trend since then.
It has. You spoke to Dean Marnie, didn't you, in the week, and he talked about playing in a 5 rather than a 4, and they've all looked so comfortable today.
Dean loves it in a 5. He says it's great. If you look around and you've got 2 bodies alongside you, it's fantastic for him. Well, you don't want to be. He's outnumbered in that area, and the Premier League sides can hurt you so quickly in that kind of area on the break. I think that extra insurance is working really well for Burnley. And at the moment, you know, I know it's only today, who knows how far forward they'll go. To have Andre Gray as an option on the bench.
Yes. And
Ashley Barnes.
Yeah, and Patrick Bamford.
It ain't bad, is it? Suddenly, you know, from 2 weeks ago, I think it was the Everton game we looked at our bench and it was pretty threadbare. You look at it today, it's a lot stronger.
It is. A couple of turning points. I mean, the Heaton save at 1-0 from Zaha was crucial.
Absolutely, because we scored within about, I don't know, maybe 30 seconds of that goal at the other end. And it's fantastic, and Tom's just been unbelievable. You know, I know he's made more saves by something like 21 more than any other goalkeeper in the Premier League, and he's probably made 3 or 4 good saves in the first half again. A couple of them have been down his throat. You know, Benteke's volley was down his throat, and there was another one I can't remember, it was from distance, but the one from Zaha there is so crucial, because he's picked his spot, he's tried to go across the keeper, and Tom just made himself big, which he does. Yeah, I mean, is it possible, you know, later on in your career to keep improving? Oh, without keepers don't. I mean, I'm no keeper and I'm no professional footballer, but you kind of know from talking to people, goalkeepers probably get into the prime a little bit later than most people, into the 30s, 29, 30s. And he's been fantastic, I think, for us. Absolutely fantastic.
Should he play for England? Will he play for England?
I'd love him to play. You know, you'd imagine the Scotland game he's going to go strong, isn't it?
Yes.
It's a qualifier. But a Spain game gives him chance to, and a licence to really experiment, doesn't it? And if you're going to play hard against Scotland, play Forster 45, play Heaton 45 in Spain. Surely you've got to do that just to keep the keepers
busy.
Well, just to keep them involved and keep them ready. You know, match ready.
Yeah, you'd think that Spain game's a real chance. It's a chance for Michael Keane, perhaps, as well.
Well, it is, absolutely. I'd love Michael Keane to get in the squad, and Gareth Southgate's here today, obviously with one eye on that, I would suspect. But that keeping position, at the minute, if you're looking at form in goalkeepers, Tom Heaton, Joe Hart's getting pelters out in Italy. I mean, you've got Fraser Forster, who's, I don't think he's getting the headlines that Tom's getting.
No.
There's one keeper in the Premier League in absolute top form, and it's Tom Heaton. I don't think he'll start for England, but I think he'll play for England.
I mean, there's an argument in the qualifiers. We've tended to do well in the qualifiers, but we're playing inferior opposition. Is that the chance?
Scott like it. Scotland, inferior opposition, I like
that. Well, possibly. I was more meaning Slovenia, Slovakia, Malta.
No, I think Scotland, you're all right.
Maybe Scotland as well. I mean, you know, rather than keep a settled side in the qualifiers and then don't know your best players for the tournament, maybe you should be introducing people in qualifiers.
Well, I don't know a manager that's going to not play the strongest side in a qualifier. You're going to go strong in every game.
But we're caught out in tournaments, aren't we? We don't seem to know our best side then.
I'm not sure we get caught out in tournaments because we don't have players who've been given game time. Outfield players, it's a bit different with a keeper, that specialised position. You have to be game ready, don't you? Most other players, if they're not playing for England, they're getting that game time for the clubs, aren't you? And you can fit in a number of roles. That's the other key component. When you're a goalkeeper, there's only one spot. And you've almost got to have that understanding with the back five at international level, haven't you?
Yes.
Surely, and you're only going to get that by playing games.
Yeah. I mean, I'll remember Peter Bonetti playing in the 1970 World Cup. You'll argue you were too young for that, but he came in from the cold and wasn't ready. You can't have that in tournaments.
No, you can't. You've got to be game ready. You have to be game ready. And I think I'd love Tom to get 45 minutes in Spain. I think it might happen, you know. I think he may well. Gareth Southgate's coming. He knows he's got to hit the ground running, so he's going to go strong against Scotland.
Sure.
But surely against Spain, when you've got an experimental game and there's nothing hinging on it, you throw a few curveballs in and you look at your squad.
Sammy Lee was there last week for the goalless draw at Old Trafford. I think he might have gone back and said, hang on a minute, I've seen something special here, and that's caused Gareth Southgate to come here.
I'd hope so. Hope so. I mean, you're looking at, maybe looking at Zaha as well.
Sure,
there's talk of Zaha
abandoning
England now and going back to the Ivory Coast in the papers today, I see.
Wow.
Having played for England, don't know how that works.
Friendly.
But you look at that Palace side, and it's here to watch those guys, is it? And Ross Townsend, obviously.
Yes.
Zaha. But he's here to watch Heaton and Keane. I'm convinced of it.
Yes, you would think so, wouldn't you? Tell us about Tom Heaton, because he spent
almost a day signing gloves, I think, in the week.
Absolutely incredible. The man is a machine. I mean, it was a quid pro quo from our benefit. We put him forward for the overseas interview, which we have to do every week, and that's an interview that a player has to do once a week on a rota basis for all the worldwide feeds. For every country in the world who takes this game outside the UK have a right to an interview that they can show out. So Tom Eaton was this week's. We organised that for 2:30 on Tuesday when he was doing his glove signing session, and it was about 8 o'clock when he sat down with them, because the queues were just phenomenal. I mean, the queues were, I'm not kidding you, they were the length of the Bob Lawrence stand for 2.5 hours.
I mean, what does that do for a player? It must put hairs on the back of your head.
I said that to Tom. I mean, you can curtail the queues in these things because it's out the ordinary for a player to be doing that. And he said adamantly, no, I want to see everybody.
Wow.
I want to see everybody. They've all come here to see me. I want to see everybody.
Wow.
I did mean he had to ring his wife and tell him to put the dinner in the dog, but I don't think he minded that too much. And of course, it's just fantastic. I mean, what a skipper, what an inspirational man he is.
Yeah.
And everybody who went away from there, went away with an autograph, a picture, a conversation, and a memory to last them a lifetime.
Wow.
Fantastic. And
well done,
and you're right, in many ways it was the perfect storm, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The United game, the points at United, his performance, launching his gloves, the week after that.
Yeah.
If you could write a script, that's a script in
I
itself.
think he floated home.
Yeah, indeed. We spoke to the guys in the shop actually about an hour and a half into the signing, and he said, I'm not sure we're going to have enough, we might have to get some more in. And I said, well, how long will it take to get them here? Thinking he's going to say Manchester. He said, oh, about 3 weeks. They're made in the Far East. I thought, well, you're not going to get them here today, mate. You've maybe underestimated the turnout a little bit. So, but everybody got what they wanted. It was a fantastic
Tom's
day.
got enough gloves, has he?
Tom's got enough gloves,
Good.
yeah, he's all right.
Yeah. It's a great story,
He
isn't
only
it?
needs one pair, doesn't he? Look at him, he only needs one pair.
Well, it's a great story, though, isn't it? And it shows, we're not an average club, are we? The players care.
It's a unique club in many ways, Phil. We have instances at this club where we've got a family here today who's 2 young lads. I think they're maybe about 8 and 18 or something like that. I've lost a dad this week in tragic circumstances, and they rang the club this week and said, "What can you do for us? Could you do anything for us at all?" We've got their father's picture on the big screen. We've brought them into the press today, meet a few players before the game.
Wow.
Brought them up into the press box and given them the best seats in the house. I don't know any other clubs you get that at, Phil.
No.
You try to go to Man United and do that.
Yeah.
See what you can respond.
I mean, you're swamped at United, aren't you, because of the volume of people?
You are, but that's what. Little things like that's what makes this club special, I think.
Yeah.
It makes us a real club rooted in the community.
Yes.
We're right in the heart of the town. It's fantastic. We are, I think it's a saying from a few years ago now, the club for its people. I really believe that. All the little things that people do at this club that don't go noticed by many people, but are gestures that I know thousands have appreciated over the years.
Yeah, and that's your skipper leading by example. That makes a difference, doesn't it?
Absolutely. I did not notice the gaffer in his press conference on Thursday said that's not going to be the norm, by the way. He was quick to point out that a 5-hour signing session won't be the norm. It's not going to happen every week.
He's right to do that.
And it wouldn't happen every week, to be fair. We wouldn't allow it to happen every week. But it was, as I said, the perfect storm. He had a glove launch. He'd had a performance of his lifetime at Man United. And he had the world wanting to see him. And he wanted to see everybody too.
Sometimes, Darren, do we get enough credit? We went to United, got a point. All you hear about is Mourinho and the circus.
You're never going to get credit in a situation like that, Phil. When a side like that doesn't win a game, it's a full-on crisis, whoever you play. There's the odd line of credit in there about Burnley, and Tom Eaton got some nice plaudits, didn't it?
Yes.
Schmeichel's tweet was unbelievable.
Yes, it was.
Generous. So I think we got our plaudits, but we, with the greatest respect, we weren't the story. The story was Mourinho's meltdown. The story was Zlatan couldn't hit a barn door from 6 yards. The story was all those things, and it wasn't Burnley. And I understand that. We have to understand that. But equally, 20,000 people inside this stadium today, and all the people who support the club know how important and how big that point was. And I think they've carried on today. I think they've taken that point today at United, and they've got their shoulders back, and they've come out today and said, you know what, we're a better side than maybe we thought we were. And look at Palace today, they've been in the wake for 25 minutes.
Absolutely. And do you think, January's not too far away? Does that help us recruit in January?
It certainly will. The chairman's done a little bit with the locals and with Claret's player before the game today. That'll be going out in the channels over the next week or so during the international break. But, he's keen to bring people in January again. He does make the point that don't be standing by your beds on the 1st of January waiting for a £20 million signing coming through the door, but he thinks they can add a couple more strength in January, and if they can do that and you end January in a stronger position than you started it, job done.
Yeah, because there's not a lot wrong with this 11, is there? But you said, didn't you, for the Everton game, having been 1 or 2 down, the bench becomes weaker.
Yeah, and you've got 3 gaps in that squad at the minute, Phil. You know, you've got 22 players at the squad at the minute. Yeah. Effectively, you've got 3 gaps to fill. So if you can fill them with quality, I mean, I looked at that Palace side on the back of the programme today, and you look at that, it's all killer, no filler. You know, that Palace squad, if you look at the squad at the back of the programme, there's no kids in there. That's a proper, full-on 25-man squad, full of names who you recognise. And that's what Burnley probably just need now to take them to the next level. Yes,
I just, you know, you'd concern yourself if there was an injury or 2. And, you know,
key players, you're right.
Key players, you know, the keeper, obviously, Michael Keane, Ben Mee, Stephen Defoe's key.
But I think most clubs are probably going to have that. You know, if you get you've got to have the superpowers have the super cover, of course. But if you get a side mid-table to bottom table losing a key player, usually your second in command isn't quite the same caliber player. I think you have to just accept that you hope you're going to your science team, your physio team work their wonders and keep people at the peak of fitness.
That's important, isn't it? Keeping people fit, recovering from injuries. But we had it at United, a massive club. In effect, they played 3 left-backs last week against Burnley.
I mean, it's no surprise to me. The bigger clubs are the ones who always seem to have the bigger injuries. Why is that? I think it's more important, perhaps, for the lesser clubs to keep the players fit, and maybe there's a little bit more emphasis on that. I don't know, that's me surmising, but we had our fair of serious injuries, by the way, down the years. But in terms of muscle injuries and hamstrings, we do pretty well.
Touch wood. Yes, I'd hope so. No Stephen Ward today, but that's just a hamstring problem. We don't think it's anything too serious.
No, I don't think so. I think Stevie's hoping the international break will settle that down. I'd imagine he'll probably travel to Ireland, because normally now these days international clubs call the player up and have the right to have them with them to check them out themselves. And the clubs can't do anything about that. But I'd imagine he'll probably travel to Ireland, get checked out. I'd be surprised if he then stays. He may well come back. Bit of treatment here. So we'll see how that develops. But equally, you win the game today. John Flanagan plays as he did in the first 45 minutes. He's got the shirt. That's how it works, isn't it?
That's Sean Dyche's way, I guess, isn't it? It's 2-0 to Burnley at half-time. If you've just joined us, getting back in the seat. What will the gaffer be saying at half-time?
More again.
Same again?
More of the same. And I think he'll be saying, for 20-25 minutes, lads, be on your guard, because they're going to start throwing the kitchen sink now, aren't they? Because they've got to. So for 20 minutes, keep it nice and tight, you know, and then you can hopefully kick on then and take the game to the last 20.
Yes. Here come the Clarets. Palace out first, looking pretty miserable, it must be said. They'll have got a right old rollicking, I would imagine. Interesting, it's West Ham 0, Stoke 0 at half-time. Stoke had edged above us with their win over Swansea on Monday. I saw Swansea, and Swansea looked a poor side. Burnley 2 up here. About to start the second half. Whipped through the Clarets side. It's Tom Eaton in goal. Matt Lowton right back. John Flanagan left back. Michael Keane, Ben Mee in the centre. 3 central midfielders, Dean Marnie, Stephen Defoe, Jeff Hendrick, with Johan Berg Gudmundsson, Scott Arfield, Sam Vokes through the middle, Vokes and Gudmundsson with the goals. Burnley 2 to the good. Go through the Palace side when there's a break in play. And we are set to get underway here. Burnley attacking right to left in this second half. Jeff Hendrick to take it. We are underway. Ball forward looking for Vokes. Headed one at the back by Dan. Touch on here towards Vokes. It'll break for Arfield. Burnley started the first half well. That goal inside 90 seconds. Don't want Palace bouncing back the start of this second half. Arfield's just caught his man there. And that'll be a free kick to Palace inside their own half. Punching to touch it back for Cabaye. Forward, looking to get it forward. It's back with Punching. Layoff from Zaha. Good work from MacArthur. Here's Punching again, looking to spread it down that left. Nodded down towards Townsend. Townsend to get a ball in, keen to win the header. Rose to meet it well. Cabaye to touch on here for Puncheon. Ball forward, cut out by Flanagan. Needs to win the next ball though. He's fouled here by Zaha, and that'll be a Burnley free kick. Heaton to take it. Heaton to deliver. Get it right in the mix. Looking for Sam Vokes. Vokes to try and win it. Will it break on that far side for Goodmanson? Joined us from Charlton, remember, in the summer. Ball back in for Lowton. Lowton looking for Vokes. Vokes looking to have a shot. Tight angle. Always rising. No problems on that occasion for Mandanda. So through the Palace side for you. Steve Mandanda in goal. Across the back four. Ward, Dan, Delaney and Kelly. And midfield, MacArthur, Zaha, Puncheon, Cabaye and Townsend. Up front, Benteke. 2 minutes into this second half. Mandanda with the goal kick. Marnie to win the header. Chase for Vokes. To it first is Delaney. Looking to touch it back. Mandanda on in turn. Down this right-hand side. Ball forward. Cut out well by Flanagan. Got a good head on that. Here's Marnie. Marnie under pressure. Knocked over. Fouled by MacArthur on Marnie. Free kick to the Clarets. Taken by Ben Mee. Looking to get it wide for Goodmanson. Had to jump and win the header. Chase the ball. But it's Mandanda's. No problem for him. But they're just a bit too quick to take the free kick there, I think. Ball forward from Delaney through the middle. Keen to win a good header. Vokes to try and win the next one. Delaney to get it forward. Chest down from MacArthur. Gets it back, MacArthur. Former Hamilton player. Uses Puncheon. 3 minutes into the second half. Puncheon to use Kelly. Back in turn for Puncheon. Here's Cabaye. Cabaye to look up, looking to spread it. It's a good ball. Really good ball to pick out Townsend. Left-hand side for Townsend. Zahan's right-hand side for the minute. Ball in his dangerous, looking towards Benteke. Flanagan to win a header. Burnley should hook this away with Hendrick. Tucked it back inside for Keane. Keane with the clearance, looking for Vokes. Vokes to win it. Take it on here if he can. Delaney just about got a touch and did enough. Back to the keeper. And Palace look to build again. It's with Dan. Ball forward. Mee to cut it out, just. Marnie to collect the next ball. Here's Arfield. Arfield to take it down, look to thread it forward. Finds Vokes, back for Arfield. On in turn for Goodmanson. Will it fall for Arfield? Men over here. Hooks it on. Can Vokes finish this? Well, just couldn't beat his man on that occasion. Might still have a chance here. Left-footed. Wide of the target. With a keeper scrambling to his left. Good effort from Sam Vokes. Initially couldn't get it out of his feet. Good work from Arfield through the middle. In the end, Arfield helped it on. Vokes. First effort blocked, did turn and get a shot away left-footed, not too far away. Mandanda moving to his left-hand side. He's in great form, Sam Vokes.
Been a handful, hasn't he, for them all afternoon, Sam, as that lone striker. He's done really well for himself.
Good stuff from Vokes. Narrowly wide, left-footed. Benteke to flick that on, touch on towards Townsend. Got a lot to offer Palace going forward. Zaha up against Mee. Mee wins a great challenge. Books it out of play for a throw. Long way to go here. This is Kelly with the throw. Goes inside for Cabaye. Cabaye wide for Kelly. Back again for Cabaye. Frenchman just nips past one. Played with Pardew at Newcastle. Here's Zaha under pressure. Marnie's won it. Come away with the ball. Zaha not happy on the deck. Ball forward, looking for Vokes. Oh, he'll reach this, Sam Vokes. Can he take it into the box and take the keeper on? Big chance here for Sam Vokes. It's against the keeper. Saved by Mandanda. A second time. Oh, it was a big chance. The keeper just about did enough to keep it out, I think. Had 2 bites of the cherry. And the Frenchman, I think, has just about got away with that. It's a big chance for Burnley to get a third, Darren.
Hope we don't look to regret that. Because Sam did everything right, by the way, but you need the finishing instances like that, don't you?
Here's Zaha, helps it on towards Townsend. Will come back on his left foot, dinks it inside. Good header away from Lowton. Still bouncing around in there, keen to get it wide. Goodmanson will do well to win this, has done. Concedes the throw. Big chance for Burnley to make it 3-0. got away. Defence looked very, very ill at ease. And in the end, the keeper's just about done enough. 2 saves to deny the Welsh international. Here's Punchin, looking to take on Defoe. How long will Defoe last? That's another question to bear in mind. You look at around the hour mark for Stephen Defoe, perhaps, don't you?
Well, that's been the mark so far. You've got George Boyd who can come on in there. I mean, it's a strange one. If he goes off, you're almost inclined to go to 4-4-2, aren't you?
Yeah.
But I don't think the gaffer will want to go 4-4-2 today, the way Burnley have played.
No, I think he'll push Arfield inside. You know, if that's the way, get George Boyd on, use George Boyd's energy. Good ball here from Flanagan. Arfield looking to take his man on, helps it on to Flanagan again. If Flanagan can get a ball in here, he's got Volks in the middle, looks to pick out Goodmanson. Goodmanson with a shot, always rising, but he's got that in his armoury. Just collected it 1 touch, thumped it 2nd touch, but always rising.
Good from Burnley though,
yeah.
The best way to keep a 2-goal lead is to keep attacking and try and get a 3rd. You know, hanging on and hanging on, it sometimes can't work for you. You've got to keep taking the game to sides, and Burnley have done that at the start of the second half. Keen
to clear his lines after Benteke won the header against me. Kelly to head it out of play, and that'll be a throw to the Clarets. Down this left-hand side, the Burnley bench, Paul Robinson, reserve keeper of course, Andre Gray, Ashley Barnes, Michael Kitely, Patrick Bamford, George Boyd, James Tarkowski. It's with Flanagan down this left-hand side, looking to try and pick out Volks, trying to flick it on. Touch back to Mandanda. On in turn for Delaney. Delaney inside for Cabaye. On for Delaney again. Men through the middle here. Benteke's looking to try and make a run. There's too much on that from Delaney. Easy one for Tom Heaton. Pardew will not have been happy at half-time. Had a great first season with them. Really, since the turn of the year, Palace's form has dipped. Volks trying to flick that on. Zaha up against Flanagan. Flanagan's done well there. They've switched Zaha to go on Flanagan, I think. The start of this second half. Flanagan wins a good challenge there. Wins a second challenge there. Did well. Battling hard. The Scouser did really well there.
Done really well, Phil.
Left-hand side with Townsend. Touched inside for Cabaye. Cabaye has got Kelly available right-hand side. Just uses Punchin. Palace having to be patient to try and break Burnley down. There's Cabaye, just dinks one in. This is Arfield to win. Got a good head on it, but it's Palace's ball again here. 9 minutes into the second half with Scott Dan. Dan looking for his options. Townsend screaming for it in a left wing berth. It's gone all the way back to Mandanda. Stephen Defoe putting pressure on his man. Big boot forward from the French keeper. Ben Mee to try and reach it, but Benteke shielded it well. Hooks it inside again. Wide here for Townsend. He'll look to try and test Lowton. Lowton's got a touch on that, and Burnley will come away with the ball. Lowton looking long through the middle. Delaney to win the header. Hendrick onto the loose ball. Here's Defoe again. Just shields the ball so well, Defoe. He thought he was being fouled. The referee agrees.
He's magic, isn't he? He's just got that bit of magic.
It almost looks like he's just going through the motions sometimes as well, Phil, but he's so in control of everything he does. That's the beauty of Stephen Defoe.
I think his first touch is really good, and that helps him basically wherever he is in the pitch. Free kick to Burnley, just inside the Palace half. 10 minutes gone in this second half. Free kick to the Clarets. Heaton just directing things, just dinks one in towards the edge of the box. Volks to flick it on, half away by Delaney. MacArthur will get to it and clear his lines. Lowton across to try and win this. Benteke to try and close him down, and Benteke's nicked it off him. Lowton trying to get back at him. The Belgians come back inside, done well. Done well there, Benteke. Nice little 1-2 in the centre circle. Benteke still in possession. Leaves it now. Cabaye just helps it on for Punchin. Punchin to bring it forward. Back for Cabaye. Punchin once more. They are gaining yards bit by bit. Punchin. Is he going to go deep to try and find his man on that far side? Done well to collect that, Ward. Ball back inside. Not the best. Blackburn are 1 up at Aston Villa. Aston Villa 0, Blackburn Rovers 1. Here's Hendrick, chance here for Burnley to drive forward. He's picked out his man in Defoe on that far side. Man in the middle here, looks to pick out Vokes, first time over the bar. He's had 1, 2, 3 opportunities in this second half. Applauds the ball in from Defoe. Burnley are getting chances on the counter-attack.
Great play from Jeff Hendrick there. A broke-up player, was so patient to find the right ball. Equally Stephen Defoe. But it was a tricky one for Sam Vokes. He's coming into the ball at the near post. He's having to slice across it and try and get it back into the far stick. And just gets it all wrong.
We're going to see Zachy Friars and Connor Wickham for the visitors. Does like Jason Puncheon is one to make way. We'll get that confirmed in a minute or two. Certainly reaction from Pardew. Ball into the mix. Benteke to try and flick on. Keane's got a touch, a valuable touch. Defoe for Hendrick. Stray ball for once. Just allows Puncheon to collect it. It's coming off in a minute, remember, Puncheon. Dinks it into the box. It's a poor one. It's Tom Heaton's to collect. Comfortable enough. Had all the time in the world. The skipper. And he'll kick this off the deck. Townsend to close him down. The target's Sam Vokes, of course. Can't win that. Kelly to just touch it back to his keeper. You suspect one of the fullbacks coming on. It does look like it might be Kelly. Does look like Kelly and Puncheon to make way. Here's Delaney looking again for Benteke. Is he seeing a bit more space now, dropping deeper and collecting more football now? Here's Cabaye. Gets it wide for Kelly. Benteke's taking a position up at the back post. Kelly on for Zaha here. Zaha looked to get a cross in. Does do. It's deep towards Benteke. Header won, but Burnley should clear with Goodmanson. Hooks it away so casually. Finds Defoe. Defoe needs to find Vokes here. Goes short for Vokes. Vokes can't win it. Palace will build again here, but Defoe's nicked it once more. Done well. And Stephen Defoe's on the break here. Almost single-handedly. Hasn't got any support. He's pulled down. That'll be a booking. Whoa! Defoe making really good progress, and I think it's MacArthur that's just tugged him down, and that'll be a Burnley free kick. Chance for Palace to make their changes here. MacArthur will go in the book. Kelly to make way, Puncheon to make way, it seems. Zachy Friars, the former Manchester United player, and Connor Wickham to come on here. Already making his changes. You sense Pardew not happy?
No, he has to go for something. You're on the hour now, aren't you? And he's not got the start to the second half he wanted, so out comes the hook, ×2. Try and mix things up a little bit.
Yeah, Charlton 2-1 up against Scunthorpe, doing really well. Scunthorpe got a goal back, doing really well, Graham Alexander. Stephen Pienaar's been sent off for Sunderland. Free kick to Burnley, right of centre. What, 35 yards from goal. Defoe's got one arm aloft. Can he deliver the free kick here? Goodmanson there as well. It is Goodmanson to get it in there. Too near the keeper. Too much on it. Burnley need to get their defenders back here. Ben Mee looking to get the skates on and get right back up there. Ball in. Touched on from Townsend, but there's Keane to win it. Goodmanson back inside. Somewhat fortuitously finds Marnie. Helped on for Flanagan. Flanagan under pressure uses Hendrick. Hendrick under pressure himself, gone back to his keeper. Benteke on the chase. Heaton to clear it from his D, and that'll go keeper to keeper. Villa have equalised. Jonathan Kajir from a penalty spot. Villa 1, Rovers 1.
Come on, Villa!
Here's Dan. Burnley leading here 2-0. Two changes here from Palace. Cross comes Ben Mee to deal with Zaha. Zaha with a good ball inside. Keen to get, that's one back. That's one back. They've pulled one back here. First touch, I think, for Wickham on the hour. He thumps it home. Zaha with the ball in. Got a goal back here on 60 minutes. Burnley 2, Palace 1. Connor Wickham with his first touch.
Oh, it just sits a little bit nervy when things like that happen, doesn't it? It's a nice finish, to be fair. It's a good ball, it's a nice finish, but Burnley have been the better side in the second half again. They've just been caught cold a little bit there.
Yeah, shows what Palace have got going forward. Burnley just hope they don't rue the opportunities to make it 3-0, because Palace are right back in this now. We talk about 2-goal leads. Tries have come on Burnley. No chance for Tom Heaton. That's right in the top corner. And Palace back in the game. Connor Wickham introduced. Gone through the middle alongside Benteke. and immediately he's made a difference. Here's Dan. Touches it on for Cabaye. Cabaye might be a little isolated here if Burnley can get close to him. Defoe to block that. Burnley set to make a change themselves. Cabaye back to Dan. 61 minutes on the watch. Wickham keen to impress, turns nicely, ends it on for Benteke. Big chance here, but Eaton's out. Ever so quick, the keeper smothered it by the penalty spot. And they've 2 up now. It's a different proposition all of a sudden.
Yeah, different things for Burnley to worry about now, but you've just got to keep forward, Burnley. Keep going forward and taking the game on. You can't sit on your laurels.
Yeah. At this stage, you do wonder if Burnley might need another. Yeah, we're going to see George Boyd, we think, in a moment. And I think it'll be the change we've talked about. Defoe wasn't going to play much more than an hour, we didn't think. Benteke on his chest, just turns inside. MacArthur on in turn here for Ward. Gone to right back, Ward. Ben Mee under pressure, will hook this out of play. Wickham bearing down on him. Was close to Burnley, moving to Burnley on loan a couple of years ago, Connor Wickham. Big, strong lad through the middle, played as a 16-year-old at Ipswich, and he's given Palace a route back here. Here's Zaha, good trickery from him, but Burnley think they've won the goal kick. They haven't, it's a corner, first of the second half, and that means Dan Delaney will go forward. Work for the Burnley back line. This corner will come in from Cabaye here. Swing it in right-footed. An array of players waiting by the penalty spot. Swings it in, it's a dangerous one. Keane's got a head on it, not away fully. Townsend to try and take it on here. Burnley should clear the lines through Defoe. Defoe looking for Arfield. Arfield to take it on, but he's running to trouble. Goodmanson had got forward, but there was nobody else forward. Burnley under the cosh a little here now. Ball in, looking again towards Cabaye. Good header won by Keane, but again it'll break for Palace. They're having their best spell in the game by some distance. It's gone wide for Zaha. Zaha up against Flanagan. Looking to take on Flanagan. Goes on the outside. Ball into the box. Dangerous, but well wide. It's a corner. It's got a deflection. Another Palace corner. And just at the minute, they've hit a rich vein of form and peppering the Burnley goal. Another corner, Cabaye to deliver. The substitutions have made a difference. Plenty in there to aim at. One arm aloft from Cabaye. Just dinks it in. Burnley need to win the header here. They've got a touch on it, but not away properly. Townsend to collect the loose ball. Here's Friars. Palace to hook it wide for Zaha. He'll look to take on his men again inside. Ball in from Delaney. Typical centre-back's cross, perhaps easily headed away. But Palace will build again here. Kept in play just. Back for Friars. Defoe puts him under pressure. Gone back to the keeper, Mandanda. Mandanda short. Finds his man. We'll go back to the keeper here. Marnie in pursuit. Mandanda with the clearance here. Just dinks one in towards the centre circle. Hendrick to jump with Benteke. He's got a touch on. Wickham with another touch. Keen to win the header. Will it break for Burnley here? Hendrick to take it down. He's got Goodmanson wide if he can use him. Picks him out. Icelandic star just to touch it back towards Flanagan. Flanagan looking through the middle for Vokes. Can't win the header against Delaney. This is one for Keane to come and collect. There is an offside flag. Here comes the Burnley change. It's a surprise. I don't think it's Defoe. Scott Arfield to make way. George Boyd to come on. So looking for that bit more energy, maybe, the gaffer on the far side. Wickham's goal back has given the game a new context. Reading a 3-up at Wigan. It's a real tough baptism for Warren Joyce. Cabaye just to touch that back for Delaney once more. 20 minutes gone in this second half. Ball through the middle. Ben Mee to win it. Not sure Benteke's boot was that high. And Lowton will clear it. Got some distance on it. Zeki Fry's under pressure. Cabaye ready to take the throw. Might have grabbed it before it gone off the field of play there. Leaves it for Friars. Friars with it. So Boyd on. Crystal Palace fan in his youth. There's two boys here. One will have a claret and blue shirt and one will have a Crystal Palace shirt. Brody and Leo. Boyd's won it. Under pressure here from Zaha, picks himself up, but Zaha's won it. Flanagan in to win the next ball. Did well there, Flanagan. Here's Hendrick. Hendrick looking here for a run from Goodmanson, but too much on it. Boyd's left-hand side now, Goodmanson right. It's just starting to get a tad nervy. Wickham's made a difference. Flicks that on for Zaha. Wants it back, Wickham. Ball inside for Wickham, looking to turn Ben Mee. Boyd's got back to help him. Wickham thought he was fouled, referee having none of it. Marnie under pressure from Cabaye, just uses Hendrick once more. Hendrick under pressure himself, or he's shifted it away. Marnie to win it, and win it well. Did so well there, Dean Marnie. There's an infringement anyway. I think Marnie's been fouled. And Burnley have got themselves a free kick. Different game all of a sudden, isn't it?
Yeah, understandably, Burnley's a little bit more edgy now. You haven't got that 2-goal cushion, that freedom to play with that. You know, you're closer to the goal, into the line now, you're 3/4 mark of the game, and you're just getting a little bit edgy. You know, Burnley's just got to ride out the next 5 or 10 minutes.
Yes, absolutely. Approaching the fourth quarter. Heaton with the free kick, looking for Vokes. He thought he was being held. Referee happy to let play go. Fryer's under pressure here, hacks it away. Lowton to take it down, gets it forward but can't find his man. That'll be a Palace throw. Remaining on the bench for Burnley, Gray, Barnes, Kitely, Bamford, Tarkowski. So still 1 or 2 options off the bench. 2-1 it is. Throw down the line, keen to win the header. Goodmanson to help it on for Defoe. Good to see him lasting past the hour, I think. Burnley have won it again, and Defoe takes it over, helps it on towards Hendrick. Hendrick thought he was being held there, touch back to the keeper, Mandanda. And Mandanda with the clearance. Ben Mee across to come and win this now. Wins it powerfully. Zaha didn't want to know. Here's Dan, looking to get a ball down the line and out of play, and that'll be a Burnley throw. John Flanagan to take it. Into the final quarter of the game. Still Bournemouth 1, Sunderland 1. Remember, Sunderland had a man sent off, Pienaar. Here's Vokes, touches it on, onside here. Goodmanson tried to hook it back inside unselfishly for Hendrick. It's a Burnley corner. Maybe he could have gone for goal, but he saw Hendrick in space in the centre of the box. And Burnley so close to opening Palace up again. Great run from Goodmanson. Nearly found Hendrick, just a defender to block it. Corner here, Burnley. Goodmanson to take. Keane's up. Mee's up. Plenty of movement in there. Swung in, trying to flick it on the Clarets. Palace will get this away. Zaha under pressure here. Flanagan able to touch it back for Lowton. Lowton to hook it forward. Not a great ball. Wickham to try and win it. Boyd trying to get back at him. They've got men up here, Palace. Won it before temporarily. Ward to help it on. Here's MacArthur. Burnley got to regroup here, get men back, get the shape back. It's with Fryers on that far side, just touches it inside for Delaney. Delaney looking long, looking through the middle. Ben Mee to jump with Wickham. Benteke to win the next header, but Wickham's jumped into Ben Mee. That'll be a free kick just outside the D. Just wonder if there's another change on the horizon. Perhaps not. Everybody's sat back down again. Heaton to take the free kick. Burnley next in action. 2 weeks on Monday. 8 o'clock kick-off at West Brom. Header won at the back by Delaney. Lowton to win the next ball. Go all the way through to the keeper, Mandanda. He'll just roll this out now to Dan. On in turn for Ward. Ward back in his best position right back. Ball forward, finds Wickham, able to turn inside the centre circle. Hook it forward for Townsend, too much on it. And that'll be a throw to Burnley, deep inside their own half. Lowton across to take it. 20 minutes remain. Burnley with just 2 defeats at home in 2016. Lead here by 2 goals to 1. Vokes can't collect from the throw. Hendrick's the furthest man forward. Squared for Dan. Vokes will try and close him down. Dan. Ball forwards, cut out well by Flanagan. Flanagan, loose touch from him though. He's chasing through the middle. He's caught his man, Cabaye, and that'll be a free kick. Cabaye looked annoyed. I didn't think it was a yellow card. Anthony Taylor wants a word. John Flanagan's trying to get back in position. Taylor's having a quick word here. There was a reaction from Cabaye. But Taylor just making sure he realises he won't get away with another challenge like that. Able to just jog back into position. Delaney with the free kick, just outside the centre circle. Palace half. West Ham lead Stoke by a goal to 0. Antonio with the goal. Ball in from Delaney. Burnley need to win this in the air if they can. Keane does. Before battling to try and win the next ball. There is movement on the Burnley bench, I think. Going down this right-hand side. Ward's won the header.
You'd imagine, Phil, Andre Gray's a great option now for the last 15 minutes with the pace for Sam. Straight swap.
Yeah. We did wonder if James Tarkowski had been called back there, though. We'll see. Let's just see. He can supplement the midfield, perhaps. Ball forward. Got work to do here. Goodmanson gets there. Done well with it, Goodmanson, because Friars was trying to get behind him. Does look like Tarkowski to come on, doesn't it? Or has he sat back down? Here's Dan. 18 minutes remain. Burnley 2, Palace 1. Vokes and Goodmanson for the Clarets. And that goal back from Wickham. Here's Sahar driving forward again. Hooks it wide for Townsend. Townsend will come on his left foot here and try and get a cross in. It's a good ball looking for Benteke. Burnley have gone ahead on it from Keane, but it's not away. Sahar to help it on. Benteke with a chance here. Turns one way, then the other. Still might fall for him in there. But still got it blocked initially and then got it clear, Keane. All hands to the deck, and in the end Keane got the key clearance, but it's MacArthur again. Back to Dan. It's better from Palace. They're a different side second half. Dinked in looking for Benteke. Had a one, but it might break here. Far side for Zaha. Cleared again by me. He's getting to everything if he can. Here's MacArthur. Again, hooks it wide for Townsend. Townsend to come onto it. Good block from Boyd. Vokes to collect if he can. Turns away from one. He's got support from George Boyd here. Boyd to tuck it back inside. Got flattened after he'd cleared the ball. Surely he'll take action when the ball goes out of play. Did look like Delaney certainly blocked off Boyd, and Burnley had a move going forward there. Here's Delaney, touched inside for Townsend. Burnley set to make a change. Looks like Tarkowski to me, down this right-hand side to supplement.
Stephen Defoe looks like he is not hobbling as much, but he looks like he's a little bit
yeah, tight, I think.
Yeah,
I know what you mean. I think that's the change in a minute. Tarkowski for Defoe. Burnley just got to see it out for the minute. Zaha again, he's a danger, going into the box now, Zaha. Fancy footwork, trying to get back at him, he's Lowton. Back heel's good to find Friars. Blocked initially, I think, the cross. Corner Palace. All Palace at the minute. Their 7th corner of the game. The change can be made now. You don't normally do it at corners, but you want Tarkowski on for a corner. Defoe to make way. With what, 17 minutes remaining. Tarkowski on. Defoe just jogs gently off. Burnley want Tarkowski in the middle for this corner. Everybody to their feet to applaud what's been a super performance from Stephen Defoe. Tarkowski on to get in the middle. Referee insisting Palace wait for Tarkowski to get into the mix. Quick instructions, not if there's time. He's got to defend the corner here. Got to defend it. Swung in by Cabaye. Burnley need to win the header. They do through Keane. It might break for Townsend. Trying to hook it back inside. Did he knock Boyd down? Certainly the crowd thought so. He has got it wide for Zaha. Zaha up against Goodmanson now. Going on the outside. He's got pace and goes down. It's a foul given against Goodmanson. Looked a late reaction from Zaha to go down. But there was contact perhaps initially. Zaha almost went in instalments. Oh no. He's gone down too late for me there. He should be still on his feet. Free kick Palace, dangerous. Just what, 2 yards outside the box. Left-hand side. Marks the wall out, Anthony Taylor. It's just Matt Lowton in the wall for the minute. 15 minutes to go. Sunderland are 2-1 up at Bournemouth. Jermaine Defoe has got Sunderland's second. Remember, they're down to 10 men. Free kick here, just outside the box for visitors Palace. Plenty of pushing and shoving in the middle. A lot for Anthony Taylor to watch. It's going to be dinked in here by Cabaye. It is. Burnley have got a head on it through Flanagan. Can they win the next ball? They can through Boyd. He hooks it away towards the halfway line. Marnie's on the chase here. Header won by Ward. Boyd should win it. There's a man over here. Oh, Burnley couldn't find it. It's a great run from Goodmanson. Burnley just couldn't find the ball. Here's Townsend. Good challenge from Flanagan. Concedes the throw. Great game we've got on here at Turf Moor. Credit to Palace, they've come bouncing back. Townsend, has he just kept that in play? That might be controversial. Helped on by Cabaye. That's a handball from Benteke, surely. It's gone through to Eaton anyway. Surely Benteke should be booked there. He's flashed his arm out. Surely he had to go in the book there.
Well, he didn't get a touch on it, but he was trying to control it, I think, with his arm. Did he get a touch?
That's a booking. That's a booking for me. Benteke certainly got his hand on it. Missed one there, maybe Anthony Taylor. Dan to win that. Folks not getting the decisions perhaps at the minute, and everybody's getting a little edgy. Here's Wickham. Made a difference, Connor Wickham. Helped on now for Cabaye. Cabaye's got men ahead of him. Zaha running now at Lowton. It's had a great second half, comes inside, can Burnley stop him? Big chance here. Burnley blocked the first effort, should get it away now. It's good work from Marnie. Boyd to look long for Vokes, who's struggling a touch now. He really is struggling a touch. Ball in towards the box. This is Tom Eaton's. Comfortable enough.
Zaha's been unbelievable. That's 20 minutes. Yeah. He's been unbelievable. He's carrying Palace forward every time he gets the ball, and Burnley can't go near him.
Yeah, getting back in the England squad, I'd suggest. Folks to win it. Boyd to try and take this down. Just heads it back to Flanagan. Had a go at Flanagan, so Flanagan did reasonably well, I thought. Here's Tarkowski. Unusual position for him, perhaps. Just helps it on for Hendrick. He's got his heels clipped by Delaney. Delaney was mighty fortunate not to be booked when he blocked Boyd on the halfway line, and he's going in the book now. Be a little bit of respite for Burnley. Free kick. More changes for the Clarets. We think Ashley Barnes to come on here.
For Sam?
I think so. I would think so.
The one thing you suppose about Andre, you haven't got that out ball with Andre in terms of a target man. With Ashley, you have. You know, if Andre comes on, it's all about pacing behind. But he necessarily isn't going to hold the ball up for you like Ashley will.
Yeah, and he's another man at set pieces marking. Gudmundsson to dink one in. Burnley try and win it through Tarkowski. It's given us a foul. He's offside anyway. And that'll be a free kick to Palace inside their own box. Whoa, what a game we've got on here. It's so important going into international break. Burnley have just got to find a way of hanging on. The free kick's not there, sir. Mandanda has to go back. And it wasn't from there either, Anthony Taylor. You should have been firmer there, I thought. Ball forward from Dan, looking for Benteke. Clearances from Lowton. He's skied it to touch. Underneath it is Friars to win it. Marnie to try and take it down. Got a touch on that Palace, but it's taken it out of play for a Burnley throw. Sean Dyche just looking for more energy. 12 minutes remain. Ashley Barnes about to come on. I think it'll be for Sam Vokes. It's a cliffhanger at Turf Moor, there's no doubt about it. Flick on from Vokes. Gudmundsson trying to get it on the deck. Zaha, nice turn, but Lowton's won it. Done really well here, Lowton. Gets it forward nicely. Gone again, Lowton. If Hendrick can find his man, taking them on here. Can Hendrick have a shot here, left-footed? Oh, it's an easy save for Mandanda. Didn't get the contact he was looking for. Lowton was the closest to him. Gudmundsson just dropping now to right back, because Zaha's down there, of course. A great challenge from Gudmundsson. Did really well there covering for Lowton. Looking to drive forward here, Gudmundsson. He's fouled. That's a free kick. Friars will go in the book. Did really well there, Gudmundsson, because he covered for his fullback as well, Darren.
Brilliant stuff by the Icelandic man. Brilliant. What was your man of the match today, Phil?
Defoe would be close. Marnie'd be close. Sam's done well. Yeah, Gudmundsson's done ever so well. Me and Keane at the back. There's a few to choose from. We've got a free kick here, Burnley. Almost 30 yards from goal. Swung in by Gudmundsson. Can they get a head on it? It's gone over the bar. It's come off a defender. Vokes was close. Burnley corner. Not make the change yet. Barnes just sat back down. A real cliffhanger at Turf Moor. Burnley 2, Palace 1. Listen to the crowd. They know how important this next 10 minutes are. Gudmundsson across to take it. Me and Keane in the middle. Everybody back. Everybody back for Palace. Delivery from Gudmundsson. Swings it into the mix. Header away. Burnley to try and win the next ball. Can't. Inside the D. Zaha to hook it on again. And they're breaking numbers here, Palace, with Townsend. Zaha trying to join them. Benteke trying to join them. Townsend staying on the outside. Ball into the mix. Not behind. They think it's handball. Yes. He's given a penalty. Has he given a penalty? He's given a penalty, I think, Anthony Taylor. It's off Matt Lowton. Penalty to Palace. Townsend with the delivery. Tried to take his hand away. It's harsh, perhaps. It's by his side. tried to take it away for me. It's Benteke against Heaton. That's harsh on Matt Lowton. Benteke against Tom Heaton. Belgium against England. Come on, Tom Heaton. Big chance here. Benteke against Heaton to make it 2-2. Come on, Tom Heaton. Benteke has rolled it into the corner. It's all square here. Burnley 2, Palace 2. Benteke from the spot. As calm as you like. 81 minutes on the watch. It's all square here. Burnley 2, Palace 2. Maybe harsh on the Clarets.
It's a penalty, Phil. I don't think you can say anything about it. It is a penalty. Matt Lowton's trying to get his arm out of the way, but it hits his arm. Simple as that.
2-2 it is. From the penalty spot. Calmly finished. Calmly finished. Back to all square. Stoke have equalised at West Ham. Keen to get it forward. Barnes back on his feet now. Here's Hendrick. Uses Marnie. Wide here for Lowton. Gave that penalty away. Was trying to get his arm away, I'm sure, but there was contact, I think. Here's Benteke. Came back at Sunderland, remember, Palace. They're a different side second half. Ball forward from MacArthur to get it on that left-hand side for Townsend. Townsend can get a ball in the middle here. Real chance for Cabaye. Hit it well, but wide of the target. It'll be a goal kick, and I think Ashley Barnes might make an appearance now. Burnley be so disappointed. I'm not sure it was the greatest of crosses either, was it?
No, and he didn't have support in the box.
No.
That's the annoying thing. The support hadn't got up in support, and it was... it's just deja vu, Phil.
Yes, it is. It is. Trying to get his hand away. Was he Matt Lowe? Was it by his side? Well, referee had no hesitation. Kick from Heaton. 7 minutes plus time added on remain here. Locked on 11 points, these two sides, with a lock now at 2-2. Burnley had chances at 2-0. Sam Vokes maybe twice, 3 times had chances. Bojan's got the goal for Stoke. West Ham 1, Stoke 1. And all of a sudden, Palace happy to slow things down a little. Darren's right, Will Zaha's been fantastic. Switching wings, running at people. Gareth Southgate might be just looking to get him back in the squad if he can. A couple of smoke bombs in the away end. Is Dan in trouble here? They have one change yet to make. Back to his feet. 2-2 it is. Dan to hobble off. Yeah, we're just wondering if he's got his coat back on, Ashley Barnes. So that change just not being made at the minute. Is Dan okay to continue? Does look that way at the minute. Battling away is Wickham. Touches it back once more to MacArthur. Dan back on but struggling, definitely struggling. It's with Delaney. Back inside for MacArthur. MacArthur wide here for Cabaye. Looking through the middle for Zaha, won't reach that. And that'll be a Burnley throw. Now, are Palace happy with what they've done? Or do they push on as well? It's 2-2 here. A game of a lot of chances for the Premier League. Touch forward by Ward, on in turn by Cabaye. Here's MacArthur. Chase from Hendrick. Barnes got the jacket back off. It's against Goodmanson. Here's Friars once more. Benteke desperate to get the ball through the middle. Boyd will jump with him now, but Benteke takes it down, just chest it well. Rides the challenge. Here's Townsend. Different side Palace second half. Here's Andros Townsend. Finds Zaha. Zaha looking to have a run at Flanagan down this right-hand side. Ward again. Ball in his deep towards the back post. Header won by Burnley, but Cabaye might get a shot on here. Touch back to MacArthur. Burnley trying to drive it down. It's a poor effort in the end from the former Wigan man. He's skied it high and wide. Here comes Ashley Barnes. They soon Sam Vokes to make way. We'll get confirmation in a moment. It isn't. It's Jeff Hendrick. With what, 5 minutes remaining. Burnley going 2 up here. Done well, Jeff Hendrick. Burnley's record signing. Just wonder if that means the Clarets go for it just at the end here. 2-2 it is. 2 goals inside 15 minutes for the Clarets, from Vokes and from Goodmanson, but Wickham, introduced just before the hour, got a goal with his first touch. Benteke from the penalty spot after Lowton was adjudged to have handled. Here's Heaton with the kick. Looking through the middle for Barnes. Delaney to win that. Marnie to help it on for Flanagan. Inside for Marnie. Got a bit of space for Lowton on that right-hand side. Good work from Lowton, but he's under pressure immediate from Townsend, and he's nicked it off him. Keane has to go to it. He's helped on towards Benteke. Mee across to try and deal with it. Benteke's allowed to turn though, eventually. Mee gets another bite at the cherry, but Benteke rides it. It's gone wide for Townsend. Men in the middle here. Only got to mark up. Tarkowski's coming to centre-back again. Ball into the middle. Chance for Flanagan to head it away. Has got some distance on it. Palace look to attack again. Great challenge from Flanagan. Didn't let Ward settle on the ball. And that'll be a throw. A throw down this right-hand side for Palace with Joel Ward. He'll look to take this right-hand side. Goes short for Zaha. Zaha, nice turn to try and get away from Boyd. He's been sensational second half. Free kick given. Boyd's adamant there wasn't any contact. Free kick with Ward on it now. 3 minutes remain. Ledley's about to come on for MacArthur, we think. But here, it's a chance for Cabaye to deliver another ball into the Burnley box. Tis MacArthur to make way. Ledley to come on. Bashir Dan will survive the 90. Cabaye to deliver. 2-2 it is. Come back from Palace. Cabaye to deliver. Right-hand side. Just marks his run-up out. Where is 7, Cabaye? Can he get a ball into the mix? He can, right in there. Ben Mee with a header away. Might fall here for Friars. Friars looking to take on Boyd. Boyd getting close to it, but he's nicked it. Tarkowski's got it here. Tarkowski fouled by Friars, who's surely gone in the book. He was lucky to survive it moments ago. Gets away with that, Taki Friars. Burnley surely were breaking into the opposing half there. Free kick for the Clarets. 2 minutes of the 90 remain. Palace have come back from 2 down to level it at 2-2. Heaton to deliver. Plenty in the mix. Swung it in towards Tarkowski. Looked like he was being held to me. Cabaye comes away with it. That's dangerous for Burnley. They've got to get men back here. Flanagan trying to cover in the middle. Benteke stayed up. If Townsend can find the right ball into the middle, he's taking his man on again. Then he'll hook it in, will he right-footed? Couldn't manage it. Uses Friars. Friars to get a cross in. It's far side. Bit of wrestling to the back post. Wickham gets away with it. Stays in play. Up against Flanagan. Gets a ball in. It's beyond Ben Mee. Chance in there for Benteke. Keen to get a touch and away. And Tarkowski will hack it away. Chase for Vokes, perhaps. Dan back inside for Delaney. Delaney back to his keeper. Final minute of the 90. Seen the man of the match. Sam Vokes got the man of the match. Oh, he'll wonder about that chance at 2-0. Mandanda saved twice to deny him. But it's all Palace at the minute. Zaha to touch it back for Ward. Gone again, Zaha, but certainly cover. Good cover from Tarkowski. Waits for his keeper to come and collect. And Eaton's grabbed it. And grabbed it comfortably. We had a 90th minute goal against Everton. What Burnley would do for that now. Ball through the middle, headed one by Dan. Next one is Flanagan's. Ball inside's not great. Marnie won't reach that. Cabaye to collect it. And Zaha now. No Flanagan to take on. Ball into the middle to find Benteke. Keane with the header away. It's Townsend to collect. Big chance for Townsend. Hit it right-footed. Peels for handball. Referee waves it away. Tarkowski to get it forward. Acrobatic stuff to collect from Palace through Ward. And Dan drives forward. Momentum with the visitors in a minute. It's going to be added time of 5 minutes. Burnley have defended that cross. Lowton to get it forward, looking for Barnes. Barnes to collect on the chest. Overruns it, but wins himself a throw. Down that right-hand side. Palace have come back from 2 down. Different side second half. Burnley totally dominated the first. Cries have come on Burnley. It's with Lowton. looks to throw it down the line towards Vokes. Good flick on as he found Barnes. Barnes wide for Goodmanson. Can Burnley get men in the middle for Goodmanson to cross? Got a ball in there, half away by Palace. Tarkowski to win the next header. Finds Flanagan. Flanagan back inside for Mee. Mee hasn't got time to dally here. Gets a ball in, looking towards the D. Vokes was offside, but we're playing on. We're playing on with Townsend into the centre circle. On for Cabaye. Touch on for Zaha. Zaha's caused Burnley problems second half. Second minute now, the additional 5. Cabaye looking for Benteke, who's peeled away just to take on Lowton. Mee's won that and fouled. That'll be a free kick inside the Burnley box. The Clarets will have a little bit of respite here on what's been a difficult second half. It's been a real battle. 2-2 it is. Eaton with the free kick. 90 seconds of the 5 minutes of additional time played. Eaton with the kick. Looking through the middle towards Vokes. Header won by Dan. Benteke is offside. That'll be a Burnley free kick inside the centre circle. Is it left? Going to be left for Tom Eaton here? I think so. Burnley will go forward here. Benteke not happy with the decision. Tom Eaton to get people forward. Burnley will have to keep 2 back with Benteke. Eaton to deliver here. Remember that late goal against Everton. Let's see what Burnley can do here. Eaton to get it into the mix. Can they win it? It's headed away by Ledley, I think. Next ball in is from Lowton. A real up and under. Vokes to try and win it. Can't. Will it break here for Goodmanson? Looks to hit it first time. Went for glory. He skied it behind. And that'll be a goal kick for Palace. 2-2 it is. Agony for Burnley. Carl Lafferty scored for Norwich, and equaliser. Norwich 2, Leeds United 2. 2-2 here. Mandanda with the kick. His saves from Vokes at 2-0 crucial. Benteke fouled by Tarkowski. Burnley not happy with the decision. It's 8 yards inside the Burnley half. Free kick now for Palace as we approach the 4th minute. Cabaye's nicked a yard or 2 here behind Anthony Taylor's back. Free kick to come in. Dan's come forward. Burnley defending for their lives here at this set piece. Swung in. Can Vokes win it? Benteke to get ahead on it, but Tarkowski will get it away. Barnes on the chase. Burnley need to win the next ball. They have through Marnie. Helps it on. 2-on-1. Can Barnes feed it? Goodmanson here. He's had to go a little wide. Looks it back inside for Barnes. He got it! Ashley Barnes! Oh, what a finish! It's Ashley Barnes! His first goal of the season since he's come back from injury. And what a goal that is! How big could that be in Burnley's Premier League season? Burnley 3, Palace 2. Ashley Barnes is back with a sensational goal. Burnley have won it right to the death. What a finish here. Ashley Barnes is back. Oh, Burnley won it. Burnley 3, Palace 2. There's barely time to kick off. What a story. What a story this is. Ashley Barnes, his first goal. Whoa, this season. It's massive. It's massive for Burnley. We have barely time to kick off. 4th minute of additional time. Well done to Johan Berg Goodmanson. Fantastic move between the two. But Burnley surely have won it right at the death. Whoa, what a story. We've barely time to kick off. Maybe 30 seconds here. But Burnley've got to remain focused. Tarkowski to win a header. Don't want to give anything silly away here now. Palace will look for one last attack. Zaha to take on Flanagan. Boyd to close him down. Ball into the box. Headed away. Might fall for Townsend. Left foot against the post. A let off for Burnley. Townsend so close. Ball into the mix. Marnie to win it. He'll thump into the opposing half. We've played 5 minutes. There might be 30 seconds for the goal. Zeki Friars to put the ball back in there. There might be 30 seconds for the goal. Tarkowski to hack it away. Boyd on the chase. Kept in play by Ward. Plenty in the box to aim at. Burnley need to win a header. They have. Surely they're almost there. They'll come back in again from Friars. Oh, what a win! What a win for Burnley! Right to the death for Ashley Barnes. All those months out of action, he's only gone and got a sensational winner at Turf Moor. He's finished Burnley 3, Palace 2. Drama at Turf Moor. What a story for Ashley Barnes. He really has worked so hard to come back. Burnley 2 up at half time. Palace made it 2-2. But that move at the end between Barnes and Johan Berg Gudmundsson was simply sensational. And how fitting that Ashley Barnes gets the winner. His first goal since the last Premier League season has got Burnley on 14 points here. Magnificent first half. Palace pegged them back, but we've seen a sensational winner right at the death from Ashley Barnes to win it for Burnley. Burnley push up the league. They're on 14 points from 11 games. Surely that's a sign, a message to the rest of the division. Burnley can stay up here. What a finish we've seen at Turf Moor. Folkestone Gudmundsson inside the first 15 minutes. Good comeback from Palace. Wickham and Benteke from the spot. You felt for Matt Lowton. But in the 4th minute of added time, Ashley Barnes thumped it into the roof of the net to give Burnley a winner. Whoa, and into the international break. Burnley have got a vital 3 points. Tom Heaton's going to be one of the last to leave the pitch. Great news from Turf Moor. Injury time winner for the Clarets, having been pegged back. Burnley 3, Palace 2. We'll see you 2 weeks on Monday. 8 PM kick-off at West Brom. But Burnley go into the international break in great form. 4th win of the season. They've beaten Palace here by 3-2. Ashley Barnes, the hero, right at the death. We'll see you for that West Brom game. Remember, 2 weeks on Monday, 8 o'clock kick-off. Until then, goodbye from me.
Hello Clarets fans, Phil Bird here. Make sure you subscribe to Burnley's official YouTube channel and turn on notifications, otherwise you might miss moments like this.
Oh, what a goal! And Wood was there to finish it.
You're spitting Glenn Little, look at us.
We hope you enjoyed the video and we look forward to seeing you at the next one. Up the Clarets.